So
I mean, that's how science works.
in the general
It's like beheading
rules, they basically said you can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. The attacker makes the attack roll, contested by the target's strength, athletics check, or acrobatics check. If the attacker wins, it causes no damage or other ill effect, but they drop the item at their feet. Now, the Battle Master thing that Gra has taken, you actually do roll damage, but they still have to kind of make that saving throw to see if they drop it, based on, I think, your Battle Master ability DC. Now, the kind of weird part of the rule was whether or not you could use like a bonus action to kick it.
Yep. Right.
I mean, let's see what actions they kind of generically put under bonus actions.
Or, so, as part of a move action, you can pick up a weapon. And that's stated in the rules. Though that it's in your square when it happens.
Interacting.
So I kind of wonder if it's possible.
Yeah,
something sucked.
All right.
Okay, man. We'll be here.
Okay. Disarm someone
User
and
disconnected
then knock
from
him
your
out of that
channel.
square, and then is part of your move action to kind of like step into that square or something, pick up their weapon. Or it's like a combo, like if you can get a teammate to help you.
Or like, what's stopping me from picking it up and chucking it?
Well, an action economy.
Well,
basically.
yeah. But it's like
'Cause,
I
like,
have the weapon now anyway.
What
It's
if
the
you
equivalent.
knocked it out of their hands, and then another character, like a friend, had like Blast Wave or Thunder Wave, or like one of those that pushes objects?
I
and
mean,
shit?
yeah, I mean, like, so without thinking about like rules and mechanics within the game, that all, I mean, like real world wise, like that makes sense, right? You should be able to do that kind of shit. Trying to see in terms of things you can do interacting with objects around you that you can do in tandem with your movement.
Because what we've been doing is being able to, because we've kind of bastardized the rules where we don't have to ready weapons, we just kind of pick them up and use them, or like they're just out.
Well, no, no, like this whole thing about here.
So I don't know if he should get penalized for dropping his weapon. Like he should be able
So
to pick it up and use it.
no, like in the base rules, it's kind of saying like they just assume that you kind of do these minor actions in tandem with your move, like your move slot, and drawing or sheathing a sword is one of them.
Okay.
User joined your channel.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is.
Yeah. I think the video thing in Discord made it so that I couldn't do video anywhere else. Like it was using my camera, and I couldn't end it.
Are you using the web or the actual app?
For Hangouts?
For
Discord.
For Discord.
I did both. I tried both.
Because I noticed mine also conflicted when I used the web app and then Google again. So that is probably what happened.
Interesting.
And when you close Discord, it goes and it hides in your taskbar. You have to like open it. and
Yeah,
kill
I was
from
digging
there.
for it, and I even like killed the program.
Shit.
So, Fiddy, the things that you linked, is that those are bonus actions?
Those are all the things you can. There's like a tag called interacting with objects around you. Here, I'll send you the actual wiki.
So this is stuff that you can do while you're like running,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Okay, so it's like you're moving, you can draw or sheath a sword, and it doesn't cost movement to do that. It's just like something
Correct.
you do.
Yeah.
There's pick up a dropped axe. Right? Like I could pick it up. It's right there.
But yeah, does that mean that you have to move to go get it?
Right, and that's. I mean, for me, it's tough, man, because it's kind of like. I guess it depends where it goes when you disarm them. Like the normal disarm rule says it drops right at their feet. Maybe it drops like around them a little bit.
This says in tandem
mean,
with your
Fiddy,
movement.
Why don't
Yeah.
you say like a percentage die determines which direction it goes when he disarms it, and then I mean we could also just play it, and if it feels overpowered, then fuck it. You
I mean,
know,
it's
roll that
ultra
shit back.
overpowered for sure. If I can kick it. Right.
You know, why couldn't you kick it?
That's the question, right? Like if I disarm them, then I'm gonna kick it, and then if they kick it, they have to disengage from me, right? Like it makes this whole.
Well, they could have other weapons too.
Well, sure.
How about this? What if at 5th level you get extra attack?
Yeah.
And kicking anything is an attack. So what if you just use your second attack to then kick the weapon instead of kicking the person?
I'm good with that.
That would be fair.
Because yeah, in some ways it is kind of like a targeted ability check or attack, right? To actually, because you're still entering threatened space. Yeah, you knock their weapon out, but there is some level of interaction that sort of needs to take place there for me.
So here's the second question that arises from that. I'm totally cool with it. That sounds good and wise. So they're able to pick up the weapon.
Yep.
And just use it next time, right?
I like that a lot, actually, because, yeah, I mean, technically...
So if they're able to do that, what's stopping me from disarming and picking up the weapon?
Well, because you just used your action.
Yeah, so if you're able to...
But then there's the bonus action, right?
Well, I mean, you'd have to have... you'd have to be like an extra attack. To use a bonus
Wasn't
action.
there's the thing you get to do once per round, right?
Yeah, it's
like
a bonus action
thing.
slot. Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's
well, we're
like
saying
the equivalent of picking up
but like an attack,
axe, right?
An attack. We're considering it an attack action of sorts to then get the weapon. So you could do it with your extra attack, which you get pretty soon. And then I like that because if you don't do it, it gives them a chance to try to scramble and get it as well, also potentially giving you an opportunity attack, depending on how far they have to go.
I like... okay, so can the ruling be like, if you're going to pick something up and use it, or disarm somebody, like it has to be part of an attack, right? Like you have to be able to attack. To do that extra thing.
You mean to extra thing to like either kick it or recover the weapon?
Pick it or pick it up or unsheath it or whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like you get to do that when you attack, but if you're not attacking, you don't get to do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm good with that for now. Let's try it out and see. We can always adapt later.
Yeah.
Is there... Okay, so with that, is there anything to then trying to combo with like a fellow... Like a companion?
Absolutely, yeah. Like if someone's able to disarm and you want to use like your action to try to retrieve it, I'm good with that. Could be interesting.
Okay. Cool. And maybe it provokes an attack of opportunity, or maybe not.
Well,
we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
I'll see provoking an attack of opportunity from someone who's unarmed, you get basically like what?
Yeah, like a karate chop.
They throw their fists at you.
Unless they're a monk.
Unless they're a monk, that's true. In which case, their body is the weapon.
In which case, I need to make more secret monk NPC monsters.
Yeah. I mean, all your NPCs
so as it stands right now, I cannot do anything else right now. Like if I use disarming attack...
I mean, if you disarm them, they're still going to
take damage.
I would say for them, if someone who's disarmed, it would be we have all those other things about like unsheathing your weapon, like when you're moving and all that stuff that you can do for free. If someone's been disarmed, I think it's fair to say that they equivalently have to use their attack action to safely pick back up and wield the weapon in the middle of combat.
They won't be able to attack if they're disarmed?
Unless they have two attacks as well, yeah. They would just pick it back up and have it back in their hand. So it's kind of, for me, that's a fair thing that goes both ways, right?
Yep.
That feels good.
That feels really good.
I feel pretty good about that. All right, cool. Well, we'll all try to enforce that as the new normal. 9, friendly reminder, you are the only person in the party who still has inspiration remaining. And on account of the recording dying, or not recording audio last time, I remember most of the things. I don't remember if I told you that woman's name. But in any case...
Sierra? Oh, I remember her fondly.
Oh, that's right. Perfect.
Do your check. Do your
I did it. I pre-did it. I did it with me and the TeamSpeak lady bot.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And you're 100% confident?
Hello.
I am. In fact, I can see the sound waves forming in OBS in real time as I talk at the things.
It's because Windows is shitty and updated everything.
Yeah, it reset my default communication device, which pipes into that.
Yep.
Hey, I wrote Sierra the Merchant down too, but nothing about her.
Perfect. Well, if you click the little green dot on your map there, you'll pull up where we sort of last left off, which was leaving the scene of a small group of merchants and a broke-down wagon that you all helped repair. 9 sort of observed some curious behavior from the Sierra, sort of clutching at something within her tunic, inside her pocket, perhaps. And Ordic, in the middle of his repairs, was curiously trying to sneak a peek inside the wagon's haulings and noticed some very valuable-looking, like jeweled metallic plates and mugs and cups. Very strange cargo, heading on this road. And I believe we were en route just southeast of Beardusk, where the road moves past just east of that town towards the reaching woods, and slowly, still about 2 to 3 days out of hard riding towards El Turil, following the main road.
Also, Oric hid the dragon eggs.
Oric hid the dragon eggs and sort of built like an extension from like the back of like the top shelf seat, and sort of like kind of walled it off inside and heavily trapped them in like this own sort of secret compartment within the wagon, yeah?
Yes, and before we continue, did we put the heads of Langdedrosa and Frulum?
Where are
did
those?
We put it in the bag of
Those
holding?
are still in Greenest, aren't they?
No,
you took them with you, I believe.
We should.
Man, I was wasted.
We should put them in the bag of holding if we have not already done that.
Okay.
Yes, concurred.
All right.
So let's fucking do that while we're.
I have a question about the bag of holding.
Okay.
Can we just stick our hand in and retrieve things, or do we have to dump the whole thing out to get what we want?
First thing.
You think of the thing that you want, and it appears in your hand, and you pull it out.
I feel like you just made that up.
I did not. That's a Matt Mercer.
Read the rules.
That's fucking Matt Mercer, and I trust. Well, and Fiddy can feel free to correct me, Fiddy. I shouldn't have answered that probably, but
no. You are correct, I believe. Let me double check my notes on bag of holding.
Was that
but
strumming? That was
yeah,
me strumming.
It was.
I hope that's just you, like hitting your whiskers with your claws.
Retrieving an item from the bag requires
my
an action.
Ying Tar, or whatever it's called.
Well,
You
don't know all of that stuff, but you can know that stuff.
It weighs 15 pounds.
Requires an action, so I think it takes an action to like reach in and feel and sense out the object, and then you can basically retrieve it like that.
Okay, cool.
So,
That would suck to have to go in there.
any other last questions or anything to note before we get wagoning here?
We were talking about getting together with these merchants and heading north together, right? Because they don't normally go past Beardusk.
You
Or
were
are we just going to Beardusk first?
You allowed them to leave. So yeah, I mean you can see on the map here that Beardusk actually sits off the main road. So it's not unfeasible to say that they would, it would be normal for them to part ways and kind of branch off where the road leads west towards the river, Beardusk, that Beardusk sits on.
Cool. All right.
Anyone else?
Last question. This is more to the group.
Yeah.
Goal is we are going to El Turil. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of my question too. Where are we going?
That's the ultimate goal.
We're going to El Turil just to meet. We were summoned by our respective guilds.
Okay, I was hoping that would. Okay.
And Greenest wouldn't let us stay there either.
Yeah, because
They're pieces of
They
shit.
were
and
willing to
grindheads
let
now.
you stay there, but
Correct.
not your eggs.
That's right.
So the short-term goal right now is to bring the eggs to our. We're gonna give
faction.
both eggs
Yes.
to each faction. The
Yeah.
Harpers
Yes.
and the Order of the Gauntlet.
As fast as we
And
goddamn can.
Right, and it's got to be fast because we believe the dragon may be able to track them.
They might be able to sniff this shit out. Sorry, Kyle.
Oh, it's all good. So the merchants, did we actually interact with them, or were they just kind of like fucked on the side of the road?
We saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
We
Ken-
can-
Wow, you were drunk.
Dude.
Guys, I was so drunk. I woke up
Holy
the next
shit.
morning, like, I was bad.
You, Gra flipped over the cart.
Yeah.
Repaired a wheel.
I tattooed you the shit out of you, and
Oh,
they were all
dude.
looking
Oh,
good.
the rolls were amazing on the
They were good.
tattooing.
He had like 21s, like you had
Three of 'em.
15s in a row.
Like, I
Yeah.
think I started
There's like a
blacking out
17 plus 6. It's like a 15
Yeah.
plus 6.
You
There
got
were
added up.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
around
three
there, like
15s plus 6.
where the dude made us the guy made us sleep outside the walls. I was like, fuck this guy. Greenest is a piece of shit. I just want some weed. Let's get going. And like then, boop, it just shut off. I can't remember.
Oh, that makes sense. Because there was that moment where we walked back into Greenest, and you're like, come with me, Cat ID'd you, and I went in there, and then you walked us up to like some, I can't remember who it was, somebody
It was
important.
the head of Greenest. It was like
Yeah. And then you were like,
yeah.
pushing me out in front to say something, and I was like, what are we doing here?
I got some ink and I got tatted, and that was that.
And then you started laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah.
That's great. How funny. Okay.
All right.
All right,
together.
that solves that mystery.
Okay. So you
to
are
El
to El Turel, and you let this wagon of merchants lead the way. So they are currently steering the path here towards the north.
Yeah. Oh, just to catch Kyle up, these merchants are possibly shady as fuck. Because when we did mention the dragon attacks, I got a little hint of a smile from the leader.
Like
Alright.
So, they might be in on it. Actually, in character, Krennic thinks that this is possibly one of the wagons that was leaving Greenest's,
Ooh.
and these are secret dragon cultists. And it's like, you know how like they took all the loot and they just started like they spread, or they went to that one place, you know, and then from there they just split off. This might be a cart full of that gear, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. This is a suspicion.
She
In,
was.
in character, I think totally like she's in on it. Out of character, I'm like, maybe she's. Maybe, who knows?
And Fiddy, just to, because we asked questions about why they wouldn't let us see the gear, and someone was perceptive, and I don't remember if it was Krennic or myself, or maybe both of us.
Auric, I think, and you.
Or
Well,
Auric.
you noticed her acting a little strange. You thought, and Auric thought he saw some valuables in the crates, and it was just like tons of crates, very perfectly stacked up.
Yeah. But it was like kitchenware or like fine
Yeah.
china. And
Yeah.
Silver goblets, like household.
All the stuff they
shit.
stole from the the families.
Yeah.
Alright, Gra, he puts his big finger in his mouth and he kind of like, he licks it, and he takes it out and he senses for the wind, and then he checks to see what time it is.
It's a familiar wind on this early morning. You can just catch a little tinge of the Sunset Mountains billowing down off the hills to the east as you cross over a fairly large bridge on this sort of sprawling arm of the Chiantha River.
Wait, did you say
can
the
tell.
sun sets in the east?
No. The
this
Sunset
morning,
Mountains
it's
to
morning
the
time.
east.
Yeah, it's morning.
Oh.
It's
okay,
breakfast time.
Look at the
sorry.
map.
You said the sun-
Look at the map,
I
dog.
thought you said the sun was setting in the east.
No.
Who knows? Maybe
Wait.
it does.
I was really vibing right there, Krennic. All right, I was really vibing, and you fucking, you know, I just got Dungeon
Questions
Master
where
Blue
the
Balls.
sun goes.
Hey, yo, hold up.
Hold up,
Sun
man.
in the
The
east.
Sunset Mountains, which are towards the east, motherfucker, and you are slowly going over the bridge on one of the sprawling southern arms of the Chiantha River. Now, you feel like by nightfall, you will be arriving on the crossroads, which branches off towards Bear Dusk, which is where this merchant group that you are accompanying has told you they plan to break off, sell their wares, and then head back south again. What would you all like to do as the day begins to wind on?
Anai wants to go over to Krennic and kind of notify him that he was noting how shady she was acting a little bit. What's her, Sierra. So I think she seemed like she was uncomfortable with us being here saving the asses.
Yeah, I think she's hiding something.
I don't trust them at all.
Hey,
No, I
what you
wouldn't.
guys talk about over here?
They had some kind of gold
hey, Gra.
or
Oh,
jewels or cups or something.
Take a toke of the pipe, Gra,
Oh.
and I hand him
Oh yeah.
it burning. It's already cherry for you.
guys, check
Um,
these out. And I flex and I show the tattoos off.
So, do we want to wait for them here? Or do we want to continue onwards without them? I have one little test for them. I'm curious how they respond.
Perhaps since it's almost time to. Do you think that they're going to rest outside of camp for the night?
Outside
Morning.
of town?
Yeah, outside. That's yes. Yeah, outside of town. Because if they are, we could potentially share a camp and perhaps run your test then, or we could try it now. But it looks like they're moving off, so.
I'd love to
Um,
cook for him. I've got
yes.
lots of weed.
We
Uh
could
oh.
get them all
I
super blazed.
so are they now? Fiddy, are they already kind of like walking away?
No. Like, I mean, it's probably not going to be till like right around sunset or just after nightfall
Okay.
that you'll be on the outskirts of Bird Dusk. So far on your travels with them, you know, it's not uncommon to stop for like, you know, a midday break, eat, take
Makes
a
sense.
leak. Same for breakfast and dinner. You know, there's been, well, dinner obviously you make camp for the night, right, and probably you know sleep for about 6 or 8 hours. But during the day, you guys have been stopping midday. So
I want to ask, Sierra. Sierra, my dear, what is your plan once you get to Bear Dusk?
she kind of have you kind of like gone up to? Is this during like a midday stop or like
Yeah,
mid
well, I
ride?
was thinking of it as if we were walking along. I walk alongside her.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind the top plate.
Okay, no, I was curious where you were. Okay, she kind of looks over at you and says, "Well, we'll be selling our wares and probably stay for a day or two and then head back towards Erebor. Probably day 2, you know, see what we can buy and then hopefully sell for profit on the way home."
Where did you get so many wares? You seem to be swimming in them.
Ah, well, this time of year, you know, we bring our biggest shipment up from Easting, and, you know, typically we sell the most in Bear Dusk, hoping to unload all of our wares and then take the profits, buy new things, sell things along the way. It's a life.
You probably need some better guards for the future if you're going to be traveling these roads.
Or at least one who can fix a wagon wheel, huh?
And I kind of judder in the elbow a little bit as she keeps walking and I drop back to meet with my party. And the last thing I do before she turns away from me is I give her the cultist, just as
The
lackadaisical possible
Oh, yeah.
to her.
Okay.
And just to see if it causes a reaction
make,
or if she,
make an
yeah.
insight check.
On rolls. Yeah.
You notice that almost instinctively her left arm twitches as if to respond. But then she just kind of smiles strangely at you and nods and
Smile and I wink.
turns back towards the front of the wagon.
I reconvene not very inconspicuously with my party as I walk. Maybe everybody goes, "What did she say?" And I'm like trying to push everybody back. Stay in your forms. We can't let them know what we are talking about them. And I relay to them just the instinct that I saw, but not 100% certain that that's what it was, but just what the conclusion I've drawn.
Okay.
Well,
That she works. She's with the cultists.
Yeah, nine
Yeah.
believes so. Okay.
if they're with the cultists, there's a decent chance that they might know who we are.
Maybe
based off
they'll
of-
recognize these armors we're wearing.
Well, Grol, you're not exactly, inconspicuous, so
Oh.
there's a decent chance that they already know who we are they may not have caught wind of what happened to their fearless leaders.
I mean, we're wearing them.
Oh, Krennic has an
That's a
idea.
decent. Alright, you know what? Maybe we should just let you guys
Best line of the night so far. We're wearing them. Yes, you are.
Hey, Krennic, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. If I could keep them busy, I have a few good dice tricks I could show them, and we could get them high off some very nice greenish pipeweed. Do you think you might be able to peruse their goods?
Yeah. Maybe? No. I'm not the best person for that job.
I know, but that I would also be the best person for this job.
Perhaps someone tiny and winged could help us infiltrate and take a look at their wares.
Well, I mean, if you think he's up for the challenge, I'm sure
His-
his fingers.
He's all about gold, isn't he? He knows how to handle it.
I immediately turn to the next person next to me. Auric. And I put my hand in my hands like this, but it's gonna go this way anyways. Auric, do you think that you could, I don't know, be sneaky and,
Well, Cat, I hate to break it to you, but. And he looks down at his super heavy armor that
Just kinda-
rattles and clinks, and he just does the. shink, 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 shink.
9 puts his hand on his shoulder. Yes, I know. Do you think you can be sneaky?
Listen, if I were to be sneaky, I would feel not very advantageous, if you know what I mean.
Well, then it's either you or Gra. Which one is it going to be?
Cut! Watch this,
hey, Gra.
and then watch this, and he just swan dives into a bush off the side of the cart, and he disappears into the bush. Or he tries to, at least.
Does he?
No.
Let's find
His
out.
butt-
What am
in the
I
air.
rolling here?
Or stealth
I-
check, obviously. Obviously.
You know, 9.
Disadvantage, come on.
And we're not even looking at Gra, who's doing his bush.
He's
roll.
got
Holy
he's got,
shit!
He's got auto disadvantage.
He fucking disappeared.
I
Doesn't even
disappear
matter.
into a bush.
Wow.
'Cause
Gra.
he
has-
dropped a 19 for 17.
Yeah.
Ah,
The bush shakes around
Where
just
did
a
he
little
go?
bit, and some leaves kind of like they floof
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of it. But I'm just completely.
Nah, I saw it.
You see me in there?
Well, not if he doesn't drop his 19.
He does drop his 19.
Yeah, I
No, but
dropped it.
Yeah.
He had auto. Oh, because he's fatigued.
No, because he's at disadvantage.
His armor.
It's the
His
armor.
armor.
It's got the work problem.
Same with
Okay.
Orc.
Eight.
Alright, Grob pops up out of like his little head pops up and he like looks around a little bit and then his big hands come up and he produces 2 greenest
You know,
fowl.
why don't
Oh!
you let, hey, why don't you
Oh, look what I found in the bush!
Koenig gets all excited, starts taking out his
hey,
cooking utensils.
9, why don't you let us do the distracting? I mean, it's not too hard
Just-
for us to.
Do you think you can entertain them with your tales of blacksmithing?
Just to be clear, you guys are still moving, yeah? This is not like
Yeah,
the midday
yeah.
stop
Yeah.
yet. Okay.
I'd like for it.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Gra just.
I mean,
Got some game
I could
hens.
just like run
I'm on the
up.
back of the wagon.
Okay.
I throw one of the hens at Krennic.
Catch it.
Yep.
And then I snap its neck.
Oh,
There's a
just
nasty
killed the
crunching
bird.
sound.
And you just bite into it immediately, and they kind of like.
like blood splatters out of it.
I'm not a cannibal.
I never saw.
I would
yeah.
cook it first.
I mean, I don't know. You're a fucking owl.
I just start
That's true too.
plucking it.
Okay.
Legs dangling up the back of the wagon.
I mean, you know, I've got some great dwarven tales that I can tell them. Trust me, they're the stuff of legend. So good, such wonderful tales, especially about hammers and fire.
You're gonna love it.
You know, hammers and armor. And it's really riveting, let me tell you. And
Sounds
there's
lovely.
a dragon, and he kind of trails off as he.
Oh, don't.
Speaking of
Speak of the
riveting.
dragons. Maybe don't speak of the dragons unless you have a good tale.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. And kind of looks like up at this guy a little bit. Right.
Grog gets back up on the wagon and it creaks and like tilts over to one side as he like sits on it.
So, what's our game plan? Are we gonna just kill these
You're
fuckers?
you're probably about an hour. You're probably about like a hour away from like the midday stop at this point.
I was kind of hoping. I mean, I just wanted to check and make sure that what they have is bad, which we already know it is. But I wanted to have the proof before we slit throats, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
I just need to bring something up. It is possible. It is possible. They might just be merchants.
That's what I'm saying.
Took goods
That's why I want to
from
check.
the dragon cult, who aren't actually dragon cultists themselves. But how do we get proof that they are cultists? If we could look in their gear and
Yep.
discover some cultist uniforms, that would be proof enough for me.
This is kind of what I'm saying. Just kind of.
Have you, Nine, have you ever played an instrument so amazingly that you've inspired yourself?
Oh. Once maybe. It was a long time ago.
Ah, alright, well, just curious.
Let's get them all very high on greenest weed tonight.
I mean, we could just... Okay, yeah, let's try it. We could just do that along the way, too.
I just light another joint up.
Okay.
Start sharing it with Sierra.
So
Yeah,
you're,
let's make
going
camp
the other
outside
way.
of Bear Dusk tonight.
Now-
And, set fire together. Break
This is
I
my
bread.
day.
can show them our tales of where we've been through my tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they'd love to see the part where their fearless leader got his head clean off.
That was my favorite part too.
I guess it's a good point. We may not want to show Sunset yet.
Maybe
Or-
they'll like some of our favorites.
Or maybe we do.
Greenest chicken.
Or maybe it's an intimidation.
I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Why don't you... Yes, let's describe your tattoos to your friends.
We'll start at the beginning and then work our way up to where we slaughtered their leaders.
So you okay? Are you guys just riding and talking with each other? I mean, we can kind of basically say you're at the midday stop point if you want to actually engage more actively with them.
Well, are they planning on staying outside of Bear Dusk?
Yeah, I think based off of the time to actually travel into Bear Dusk, they would be stopping. You all would be stopping just like basically between Bear Dusk and the forest on the east, somewhere near the road right there probably would be the most natural stopping point.
Let's just trail them
Okay.
and then until nightfall, and then we'll make camp with them.
No, I'm getting high with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Sound
now.
Cool.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
I persuade you to take these drugs.
They're free.
The cat
That's
gets a
pretty
little
good.
high himself to start. He just goes, and he keeps it pretty cool. Keeps it pretty chill. But then he
Alright.
hands passes it.
Three of them partake, including Sierra.
Oh shit, she's cool.
Wait, so are we at camp at night now?
Oh, you're
Oh, we're at the-
Oh, Fitty.
We can be close to nightfall if you like.
How do loaded dice work? I was trying to find
What's
good
this loaded
examples
dice,
of this earlier.
Precious?
I would think you'd probably have them for a specific type of game where like you needed certain outcomes that you could know ahead of time. So like they'd be loaded to always like basically be like weighted, right? To always land on that side.
Okay.
So if it was like snake eyes or something, or you wanted sixes, or something like that, or like a pair, like maybe you had one that was loaded to be like a very winning number, but not like the best ever, so that you.
Oh, I already got it. I already got a game I just made up.
Okay, perfect.
Called
Yeah.
Serpent or Kraken. That's the
Yeah,
name of it.
but I mean the main idea being they're for some kind of game, and your dice are loaded
Okay.
to make you win most of the time, if not all the time. Or like most
like
people
that.
probably had like 2 pairs of like normal dice and loaded, so they mix it up a little bit, to throw people off the scent.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proficient in the whistle. When did that happen?
You whistle really loudly for things. But no,
Oh, not
you're
like
so
an actual,
good at
like a rave whistle.
You're so good at it that you can put a tune together. I don't know.
I say, Grow, where are you? And I go, and
appears
I hope
out
you
of
show
a
up.
bush. There's like like leaves in my hair and just like.
She's been stealthily following the group the whole time.
Ah, what's up?
It must be that you're so close to your homeland that you're able to blend in so perfectly.
The motherland.
The motherland shields you.
Can we see the
the
mountains from
Undying.
where we're at?
Yeah, totally, man. Nice little vista off to the northeast.
Yeah. Oric is definitely just keeping an eye.
I mean, it's pretty far away.
Oh yeah. But,
No, he's looking at it longingly,
Oh yeah.
remembering his forge.
All right,
He's
so
that mountain over there. We call it the Mother's Teat. For obvious reasons. And I'm just informing them about the mountains.
is that the mother's teat milk that drizzles down towards Erebor and
See how the snow caresses the top of the mountain.
It brings-
looks like milk exploding out
Mother's
of
milk
teat.
brings life and good fishing.
Yeah. Pretty cold up there.
It's like
Unless anything specific happens that you're trying to trigger, we will be coming upon nightfall and setting up camp on the road just outside Bear Dusk, which would still be half a day's journey, like not half a day, but like at least several hours or quarter of a day from where you are for them.
Hey, it says that I'm wounded. Can we say that I don't know why I'm wounded? I don't even remember what from.
You've been traveling.
really
You're
high.
healed. You're healed.
Okay.
you good.
Actually, everyone would
Alright.
be long rested. Let me just make sure that's applied.
Can Gra have been jumping out of the cart at random game that
Yes.
passed by?
Definitely.
Did he catch anything of note, or was it all just like
roll a
hens?
roll a d20. Okay, yeah.
He caught
nope.
hens.
He only caught 2 hens actually. Most of them
Oh,
got
okay.
away.
Aw.
But that's like 4 hens. That's good.
I mean, that's enough to feed.
Like at least 4 people.
What was it, 1 hen each? Wait, how big are these hens? I think it'd be like half.
I mean, where
Half
I'm
the hen
from,
would feed a person.
They're
Oh,
not
well.
big.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
not
do
that
half
big.
hens. We do half hens.
I mean, we're eating
Okay.
light tonight.
So, camp time. I'm just gonna use. Actually, let me pull up. I'll just use this guy.
Ooh.
Camping right on the road.
Yeah, we'll say off the side of the road a little bit, but
All right.
good enough for visual representation.
Yeah. Oh, can we throw down a token for our campfire?
Ooh, I don't know if I have one. Let me see.
And then circle it.
Biddy.
Thinking like a.
Bro,
Something
let's
like
use
this or something.
this.
A fire elemental.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. That's a fire.
Yeah, are
Nice.
you kind of like doing like the old music festival car party? Are you guys like circling the campfire with your wagons? Kind of like
Ooh, yeah.
fucking,
Yeah, there you go.
setting up.
Yeah. But I mean, we don't want the wagons right next to each other. Cause
Right. Yeah, you need a
Theirs
little,
has
a little
herpes.
privacy, right? And Grimlon
Yeah.
Groin, have they shown themselves at all to this group, or have they been like hiding out?
they've been very quiet. They're because from what Work told them last time is like be very careful about letting them see you.
Okay. So they've just been like hiding in the back of the covered wagon?
Yep.
Alright.
Or like trailing along, just
Yeah.
some distance behind.
Alright, Grimlaw
I start
rolls to stay in the wagon, and
Oh man, I
he
help
does.
to cook.
I offer this weed to more people.
Yes, and then as you're in between doing that, like, hey, can I get some of that too? But
Of course.
in oil form.
Gross strolls
In
over
what
and
form?
he
Oh.
reeks
Oil.
of weed. He's just loaded with it. You need some of this.
We'll just make it. That's fine.
Maybe you could just mush it really hard and drain all the oil. You
Yeah.
see just garage.
Gotta get out, mortar and pestle that shit or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Check
All
this out. I just smash it in my hands. Like
just-
oil just comes out of the bottle.
We're trying discreetly.
Hey, 9.
Keep some of this not laced, please.
Or just steps aside with 9 for a second and whispers, "Hey, before you go, perusing, come by and, I've got something for you that might help."
All right. So can I kind of walk over here and just start you want some? Hey, you want some of this? This is the great. You want some of this? You want some of this? You want some of this?
Okay.
And then, we'll start there. I want to do one more small thing after that, depending on what happens.
How strong is Greenest? Are they still high from before?
Oh, and I go where I'm walking to right here is I walk to the fire to light this sumbitch up.
Okay. Alright. You're giving everyone a little whiff, and then going
Then
over
I'm
there,
lighting
okay?
it.
Yeah. Okay. So and then I'm gonna cook up full batch with Graw. We're
Yep.
gonna cook up full meal, and then I'm gonna endeavor to keep, half of it sober.
Okay.
And then when it's all ready, we're gonna pass out the laced chicken hen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
The other party.
It's gonna be like a,
Critic,
like a
hand me some of
fucking
those chickens.
herb crusted hen.
Yeah, exactly.
To set the appetite mood, I play a little ditty for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Inspire hunger.
Can you roll a performance check for me there as you're playing?
Is that a theme song to Doug?
It is.
But performance, a performance check?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do I not have performance on my bar here?
It's in your skill
Son of
sheet.
a bitch. Yeah, I thought I would have put it as much as I use it.
Oh,
I have I
They all-
have
they're like-
inspiration. I have inspiration.
Okay.
Inspiration.
they're like, is that the Doug theme song?
What is it? Performance. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, slightly better.
That
Yeah,
is
double
the
digits
Doug
at
theme
least.
song.
Inspiration gone. They seem pretty hungry. Yeah. Yeah. They had some of their own food that they were going to get ready to eat, but some of them seem keen on trying what you've got cooked up over there. It smells pretty good.
I'm not really pleased with my
Nice.
performance, you guys.
Oh,
Hand me
I know I
half
could
the
just. do
I'm
much
hungry.
I'm pleased with our performance.
better.
Put it
Alright.
in between my hands.
So, you guys are cooking some shit up. Krennic, you're by the fire, doing half and half on the batches here.
There's gonna be a
Graw and
special
I are doing
recipe
it.
on the
Graz
on
there
the-
too. Okay.
On the
Yep.
half that's laced. I'm gonna tenderize it. I'm just gonna go,
Ooh.
I'll say.
and that's where all the weed came
Yeah.
from, all the oil. So it just
Did they all join us around the fire? Out of curiosity.
Yes. They're all everyone's kind of hanging around for the most part. There's one guy that's sort of hanging back.
Now,
Alright.
I am getting high with them, so I don't know how if this is something we need to play into this somehow. As something that makes things difficult for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm an undercover cop here. I'm doing the drugs with these guys.
Yeah. I mean, does nine hit the greenest grass often?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
He's starting it
your
all up.
tolerance?
I'm trying to not abuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
'Cause-
like, I mean, Hey, if you're able to get people comfortable enough to eat and smoke with you, then
Okay.
I imagine you're like a heavyweight, and most people potentially would be a lightweight. So I would
I was
think you could
figuring
kind
that
of go
too.
toe to toe and get
Yeah.
people a little more loose than you would be per se.
Okay.
That's my reaction to it anyway.
However, if a time comes, you're like, yep, no, you're
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
high as balls.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I mean,
When
'cause-
Tom half a foot.
yeah, when
Yeah,
the
exactly.
brownouts start kicking in, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Wait, what was I saying?
Um,
Skip a
well,
beat.
after they go all the way around once, I say, if you excuse me, I must use the little kitty's room, the little box, if you say.
Mm,
And I kind of act a little more lost.
okay.
I even trip and fall one time right here. And make a big funny. It just makes a really loud noise.
The
Oh,
camp.
Uh-oh. Oh no, the
Took the
fire!
fire away.
He's fucking carrying that fire into the bush, man.
And when I fall, I say, "I'm all right. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm fine." And then I kind of hope to disappear
Okay.
in that moment.
Yeah. Roll a stealth check with
Shit.
advantage. I'm feeling
Who's-
that.
The only other people. Okay, man, come on, Orc. You gotta be up here with us. I look around. Orc. Orc.
Org, you were checking out the wagon, weren't you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Orc.
Orc's in the back. He
Sound like a sack of pennies.
he does not. He's feeling very uncomfortable.
Oh, Orc. Hey, don't you have some of those dwarven tales?
Oh.
Wink.
Wink.
Oh, actually, I've got a really great one. Now that you mention it.
Hey! Oh! And I get super excited as Orc's coming up, and I like grab my bag, and then I'm like, watch this! And then I open it, and then start dumping out this cask that we have left over from
Oh.
Greenest.
I was gonna
And
ask.
it comes out like a slow turd, like just because it fits the opening perfectly. And it's just like, and then I just
That's
like
right.
whip it out, and then throw the bag back on. I'm like, oh, it's fresh. And
Most
then
of them
I,
are looking at you
cranberry
like,
sauce.
what the fuck?
they've probably seen a bag holding before.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's special. And then they're all blown away. But the obvious ploy is that they're distracted.
Yeah.
And so I will open it and start like pouring drinks for everybody. And then give one to Orc as he comes up. Orc, regale us.
Oh, well, let me tell you this wonderful tale.
Everyone is gladly accepting your drink.
Gra notices the chicken's almost done, and he produces peppercorn and nuts from the bushes that he's been jumping at.
God damn, getting hungry, man.
He crushes up the peppercorn and he goes like this to each one of them. Licks it like this. And
Are you seasoning it like that?
Yeah, I'm seasoning it like this.
Hey.
Is like Gra using his brute force strength to basically mist and powder them, like, and just
Powdering.
dust comes out as he crunches them beneath his strong, firm fingertips.
And then like the acorns and nuts, like he puts them in his eyes and he winks and then he cracks the nuts open and then he sprinkles them on top like this. And then he starts serving people. But only that he serves us the non-laced. Serves the laced stuff to them.
Listen, he's serving them right now.
Yeah.
He's
All right,
milking 'em and
Gra,
serving 'em.
roll an intelligence check.
Jesus Christ, why would you do that to me? Where's my intelligence? There it is. Oh, come on. Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
As you're powdering and
The
dusting the
smartest
plates, like just getting into it so much, not really looking where you're going, you kind of like play a game of Simon Says and like, okay, that one, that's the one. Boy, I was really getting into it, dusting the fuck out of these fucking hens, these hen halves. And you expertly, you almost surprise yourself how memorized you are using the muscle memory of the herb dusting to correctly hand the tainted versus non-tainted meats to the correct people on each side of the bonfire.
Oh, thank God.
Would have been a real Tom Haverford kind of night.
Everyone gets fucked.
Or just
You-
us.
know-
They're sober.
Me and Krennic developed this on the road. Tell me what you think.
There's a guy, Merchant's Guard Thin, the thin one, the really
yeah.
thin guy leaning
Yeah,
his
he
fucking.
was, he was hanging back against the wagon.
What's his demeanor and how what are his wits like right now?
He seems relatively sharp, like he's kind of got like a chip on his shoulder. He's just leaning into the wagon, just watching from afar.
Are they all eating? Or...
Yeah, do I notice that guy?
Everyone, yeah, you guys would notice him. Everyone around the fire, except for the assistant, the one with the copper mutton chops. she's She's not really. She's eating her own sort of nuts and berries like the elf she is.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
I want
Do
to like
oh, yeah,
go
sorry.
over and offer him as kind of like a little bit of a distraction, but also just to include him into
Okay.
the meal.
Uh,
You can stay here, but you should still have some of this excellent Cornish game hen or greenest game hen that we've got.
yeah, 9. You see Krennic approach and kind of distract this guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Your stealth check's still good from earlier.
Okay. Good.
The thin guard kind of looks at you, Krennic, and says, thanks, friend, but I've got my own meal. I'll be eating later. And he's just leaning into the cabin and kind of avoids eye contact with you, looking
Oh,
away.
okay. Well, then take this tankard. And I give him the tankard of the
Have some
flask
other drugs.
from Greenest.
His eyes,
Cask.
his eyes kind of like catch yours at that, and he pulls one of his arms free from his crossed arms and says, "All right, thank you." And he reaches for the ale.
Cheers.
God, I
give it
hope
to him,
they're
and I-
evil and we're
I
not.
go
Cheers. All right.
whatever,
He
dude.
starts.
Go see Tom
He starts
and
sipping on it
Haverford.
slowly, but he does seem to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, there we go. That, I mean, the ale is just regular ale.
Normal
It's-
ale,
it's
yeah.
From the cask.
Nothing happened to
Do
the
we
ale, as
know?
far as I
Where
heard.
did it come? Where did it come from?
Which is an unopened
It came
cask
It
from
of
might be
ale.
Greenest.
really good.
Yeah, no, it's just actually I don't know like the quality of stock. I mean, we got it from the only barkeep in town who was like recovering from the attack, and he gave it to me as like a
It's a
He gave
little.
it to me for
It's
free,
a
but I
little malty, but it's quite fucking good.
yeah.
Oh.
I still paid.
While Krennic's distracting him, I want this to be like the kind of the only moment that 9 and his tail actually agree on things is when they're being sneaky.
Okay.
It's like the only time
Yeah,
that they're
yeah,
like, yeah.
Mutually beneficial interests here.
Yeah.
Like a third arm.
And so he's kind of like, I want 9 to be pushed up against the other tire wheel and his tail in the back of the thing, like kind of trying to lift some of the Jimmy some of the
Yeah, like
lids
the
open.
cloth, the covered cloth part of the wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see if he can feel anything.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of tightly tied along like the framing. You can pretty quickly, deftly sort of undo or slit part of it and know that you could kind of at least well enough tie it back up when you're done. Go ahead and make a sleight of hands check for me.
I don't think I've used this yet. Okay, I really don't like rolling, but here we go. I'm actually gonna roll this shit.
Yeah. It's that kind of night. Oh wow, it rolled 4 on my screen instead of 14.
Phew.
Yeah, so this guy's distracted, even as Krennic is sort of like leaving him, he's kind of distracted by sipping on this drink right now, which tastes pretty good. You can almost hear him from that way when you came Yeah. And you're perusing in the wagon, and I mean, you see just stacked to the brim with these heavy-looking crates. It's no wonder that this wagon broke down at some point. The weight this thing is bearing is quite a lot. You'd wager.
Okay. As I'm feeling around, do I feel any like even on the sides, not even in the crates, but do I feel any of the cultish robes or uniforms that we were talking about? Krennic had made mention of.
Surprisingly not. Like the components in the storage area of this wagon are purely wooden crates. Whatever they're wearing, you notice they haven't changed clothing at all on the road, which isn't uncommon for traveling merchants. But there appear to be like no other belongings on this wagon.
Okay. And then last question. I turn away from so that my eyes and my tail are looking more frantically for something. Can I find any like pieces of jewelry or goblets or something that have like initials or engravings or house sigils that I may recognize from Greenest?
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Oh,
I see nothing.
you feel like this wagon's loaded up with definitely something that could, have some weight to it. So, Oryx comment before about like metal jeweled plates and weird, valuables, seems to hold some value, but you don't notice anything yourself. And you kind of feel like as time lingers on here, your absence might become noted. But who knows? I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I quickly try it and get back. Alright. Try to retrace my steps back.
Okay.
Over time. So.
There it goes.
Nailed it.
The wagon returns to the party, having just finished taking its leak.
Mine's so good at
Nine
deception.
follows.
Yeah. That's what happens when you roll a 1.
You become the wagon. Doomed to live the rest of your days bearing loads.
Oh.
Alright. You kind of stumble back towards camp, and your presence is kind of nodded at with some of the merchants and the rest of your party as you return. What's everybody doing?
Hey, Cat.
That is the story of how Muradin came to the dwarves for the first time. Now there's 400 other tales
People are
that I would
just
love to tell you about.
Drinking and drinking, refilling their
Wow.
mugs, trying to drink through their boredom.
Okay. I come over and just play a regular dice game and start introducing them to some dice games.
Okay, who you
Just
talking
not
to?
really, when I come back in, I'm talking to Sierra and Sophisticated Overcoat.
Okay.
The elf didn't look interested.
Okay.
Attractively short.
Yeah. No. Alright. They seem jovial and willing to partake at this stage of the campfire.
Are they high?
They're looking a little red-eyed, not unlike our picture-in-picture friends here.
All right. So which ones are
Sing.
compromised?
It actually seems like Sierra and the two merchant guards sitting beside her on either side are the ones who partook.
And the two elves.
The elves
and
were
Finn
eating their own
are
thing. Yeah, and but Finn is definitely comfortably sipping on his mug of malty ale you poured him back there.
Not. All right. Okay. So when 9 comes back,
Mm-hmm.
I try to whisper to the side. Did you find anything?
We can retcon that and say you're whispering
Sorry,
to
yeah,
him
yeah,
as
my-
he's
that's
heading
my bad.
before he's heading over to the other side of the fire.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wondering what critic knows.
Critic, honestly, I could not tell. It just looked in the dark. It just looked like a bunch of wares. Very nice ones, but I couldn't tell where they are from.
I can't. I don't know. I can't make any judgments.
Critic,
would
did
you
I
like
give
to
you
use
some of
the-
the wrong chicken?
I'm
Critic, would you
suspicious,
like
but
to
I-
use the restroom? And then on that note, I kind of walk away.
Okay.
And that's when I meet up with the other guys.
All right. You head over and you're introducing them to a dice game.
Yep.
How does that
Yeah.
work?
It's called Serpents or Krakens, and the serpents is Snake Eyes.
Krakens. Sierra
Yeah.
seems pretty intrigued.
So it's kind of like roulette. It's about as far as I got. People vote on pay money on if it's going to be a serpent, which is Snake Eyes, or a Kraken, which is 2 6s. So it's 2 dice.
Okay.
And people are betting to see which one it's going to be, and everything in the middle is close. Like if it's 5s or something.
Yeah.
It's close, so it pushes. So people, it's what do you call that when you put money on it and then you hold to the next round? I can't think right now. Anyways, that's how it works. People are just voting which one's gonna come up next, serpents
Okay.
or krakens.
How does it work if you get like one serpent, one kraken? Just like a neutral.
Dude, I haven't thought that far ahead, man. I don't know.
You
Hi.
split this.
Is it split the pot? Yeah.
It's a split. Okay, yeah.
So
Split.
maybe maybe the game Sarah's like, oh, I've heard of this one. Is this way you both keep rolling one die until there's at least one serpent or kraken,
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
and-
exactly the game.
And then the other person rolls until there's a serpent or kraken again,
Oh, okay.
right?
It's
I
a
don't know.
big battle, yeah, between serpents and the krakens. It's something we learned at sea. Not a big deal.
I'm sure we'll remember if we play.
Does Gra
Yeah,
see the
we just
dice
start
coming
playing.
Okay. She eagerly picks up one of the die and says, "Are we betting on this one, or is this a practice round?"
We'll have a few practice rounds. What do you think?
Sure. And she rolls before you even finish saying it, and rolls a 5.
Okay. Oh, she gets to roll 2 6s.
Oh, okay. She says, ooh, a serpent.
This is one. That is one serpent. Yes.
And
And then
the
so should
9
I roll?
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
two
Oh, I have a serpent of my own.
So what do we do now?
Well, the 2 is closer to the 1, so that means I win that round.
Ah.
Because the 5 is further away from the serpent. It's pulling you one direction.
Okay, okay.
Does Gra see the dice? Are they in plain
Yeah.
view?
Yeah,
Right.
you'd hear them probably.
Gra strolls over. Oh, you guys playing pine trees and dicks?
Is that what they call it where you're from?
You throw the
Come
dice
on
and then
over.
one's a pine tree and one's a dick.
Come on over and play pine, dicks, and trees.
All right, who's stripping first?
No. Oh.
I'll strip first. Don't be shy. All right. Don't be
Gra's
shy.
big tattooed horse dick
Oh,
comes swinging
dick.
free.
Oh, I got a big old dick.
Well, it is
Gra, you definitely got some serpents there.
Don't be shy. You next. And I look over to what's her face. Kara.
Oh god. Alright, Sierra rolls again. Says new round.
Oh, pine tree.
kraken.
Few.
Oh my god!
Oh.
The weighted dice come out.
And I look at it and I say, it's a kraken indeed.
Well, it looks like I lost, so I'll strip first, and I take off my chest piece, and I expose my tattoos.
God.
Yeah, you do. Alright, best of 3.
I'm,
Says
I'm
9,
flexing.
you won that round, and she rolls again. Oh, fuck. One serpent. And a kraken. I would think the kraken eats the serpent, no?
The kraken does eat the serpent.
Gra, you
But-
win.
The pine
yeah,
trees
Gra would
knocked the
win.
dicks right off. Hey, if I... You
So
ever seen
that's
this?
1 round for Gra, 1 round for 9. This surely is my round, and she rolls again. Oh!
That is very nice.
Two
Very nice.
serpents bite harder than one. One apiece! Next
Ooh.
one wins, yeah?
Here we go. I don't like where this is going.
Ah, fuck.
I definitely
I
bust out the
do.
way to dice.
Alright, you
pine
can
Actually,
roll-
wait, is this a practice round? There's no money. on
There's
this,
no
right?
money on it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Then I don't.
I'm getting naked,
Okay.
for sure.
Alright. Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
What happens there?
9 wins.
That's this.
That should be. Oh man.
Wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
well, I
happens
thought
you
if
roll-
we're going for best of, no one else got a serpent or a kraken. You got one of each. I would think 9 would
No,
win.
but I mean, if you
Yeah,
had two
I got pine
sixes
tree.
and a 1 and a 6, which would win?
I would
the
think
two
2
sixes?
sixes, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. All right. Man, that was a pretty fun little game we made.
Yeah.
Look at
I was
that.
riveted.
I'm working up a sweat, flexing my tit muscles, and like,
Alright,
I'm hoping they see my tattoos.
She said, "Let's do one for keeps before I go to bed."
Oh yeah, dude. What kind of keeps are we talking here, Sierra? And I kind of shoulder shrug her, little shimmy, little sexy joke.
Oh, like a little flirtatious kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
But silly in its own right.
Yeah, sure. All right, make a charisma check.
Okay.
Oh, your breath was
Alright.
not good.
She kind of she's got a little bit of a cross-eyed look to her with the
Nice.
food and the drink, and she kind of like gives you this like lazy awkward wink, like,
You look good.
It's actually like a blink. She winks
Yeah.
both eyes. So she's
Yes,
like,
no, absolutely, it is like very much like.
Okay. With that. Oh shit. Can I? Oh shit.
And she takes the
doing-
last bite of her hen
Oh shit. She's getting fucked up.
Oh shit.
and swallows it with a big swig of her ale. I need a drink too. I'm gonna go take 5 minutes to make a little
Okay, good, thank you.
smoothie action. Be right back.
Alrighty, skins
Guys,
are off. Let's
I
go.
have a question.
Yeah.
So, because she's so fucking hammered right now,
Uh-huh.
I was about to say, should I do the dragon thing and see if she did like this dragon hand thing to her and see if she responds because she's kind of out of her mind right now?
So I was hoping to strip out of my armor,
Mhm.
show the tattoos, and see if she's
Squirming.
recognizes any of the tattoos.
Okay, maybe I'll help start to present them for you.
hey,
Okay.
if you guys need advantage on anything, like any skill check,
I'm gonna
I
need
have
Dice
charisma.
rolls for sure. I mean, can
And-
you alter dice?
I have enhance ability that will give you charisma or dexterity or strength or whatever, and you have advantage on it.
Make 9 have advantage on his dice rolls, and then make me strip.
Well, strip really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a stripper dance on her.
Athleticism, whatever
Like
that
my
is.
yeah, like my giant my big ding dong's gonna be out on her. I'm gonna P2.
Oh, dude. And when you start doing that,
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's I gotta think of
Yeah.
something. I can't think of a kazoo one.
All right.
Wait, actually, he puts the kazoo down, whatever it is down.
Yeah, beatbox it.
He's just making cat noises. Yeah, holy shit. This is awesome.
Yeah. How are we gonna figure out if they're actually cultists or not?
I mean, how much do we honestly care? Like, I mean, we could get all of those possessions potentially.
I was gonna say, yeah, like even if we murdered all of them right now and dumped their bodies, we can take their cart full of silver. I don't know, like what are we?
I mean, the thing is, we can put it in the bag of holding. Just so you know, I need
That's true.
materials to make things. So,
That's true. Okay.
If you want to fucking
Okay.
money launder all this shit, like I can reshape every single thing
Right.
into something else.
Are you
So-
suggesting
right.
killing them and
So
money
maybe-
laundering?
Let me just do the hand signal first and see what the reaction is, because we can do that instantly, right?
Are we dropping the stripper?
Oh wait, don't you have? No, you don't. I have Frulam's amulet. Right?
What's it do?
Nothing. It's just a symbol. It came with her
Hey,
robes.
no, Casey.
Put
I
it
think-
put it around my neck. Make me strip dance.
No, that's not. No. I'm thinking like, what if you dropped it? and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
My cultist paraphernalia. Oops.
Yeah, like what if you fumbled it or something?
I don't know.
Because if she does the hand gesture, that doesn't. I mean,
No, I see what you're saying.
something Klug was saying earlier was like that doesn't necessarily mean that they're part of the cult.
Gotcha. That they could be working as merchants.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
So,
Okay.
and honestly, guys, I really don't care if we kill these guys or just we make our way up to El Turo. But
It might
We
be
could.
important.
That's true. I mean, at the most, they're just merchants. Even if they're just,
Yeah.
even if they're cultists, they're still just.
What if they're
merchants.
related to somebody? She's got red hair.
I mean, I guess
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Nine
That's
would go
the
along
thing.
with it, but if people start dying, the first thing Nine's gonna do is he's gonna go look at those crates
Yeah, for sure.
because he's curious. Because I'm curious too. He's not. Nine's not gonna cast a blow until he knows. Even if shit starts going down. You know what I
fucking
mean?
I mean,
duck out of
Grog
the
can
way. We're all
take one of
dying.
their wagon
You're like, I
wheels
wonder
off."
what's in the wagon.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I think you'd need to get her to admit it.
They're not
Like-
getting away no matter what. They're high as fuck. I can wreck their wagon. Like,
I
got
don't know
Gra.
But that's the thing. I don't know
I mean,
that we need to.
fine.
To David's point, I don't know that we need to. Like, I don't know if. You
It
know,
just
like
depends
we're
on
we're
what you
trying to
wanna do.
turn them into villains, but they might just be regular people. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and honestly, like I mean, at least we represent, you know, two factions that are good factions. So we also have to
So
like
we know.
RP the shit out of this. Like, would even if they knew they were bad, what would they do?
Are they good factions still? How much do we know about them?
The Harpers and the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
They're
they're
good
huge.
factions. Yeah.
They're just basically gangs, though, right? Like we don't know if they do good for no matter what.
Well, they're
They're
the only ones
supposed
that are
to.
putting resources into saving the world.
That's true.
Like it's part of their mission statement kind of thing.
Okay.
They are definitely doing that.
All right,
We
what's
got
going
there.
Got some
We were
boba.
on? Badass
Just
smoothie.
discussing things.
Yeah. Well,
You just have straws at your place? Is that just a green straw you produced? Wow.
I get some from Starbucks sometimes, you know.
Most people don't have straws. Impressive.
So, okay,
So-
guys, what are we doing?
I'm packing up my cooking tools now that everything is cooked.
All right, yeah. People are still sitting around the fire. Some of the people drinking and eating the special hens definitely look a little glossy-eyed. But Sierra has claimed that she would like to play around for keeps before she passes out.
Yes.
Are we playing Sunset Mountain rules?
Sorry, I'm still new to the game. Is that a different variation on it?
Oh yeah, when you
What's
win,
this?
you strip. You take a piece of clothing off. I've got no armor on my chest. My tits are out. My tattoos are visible.
Yours are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And oh yeah, and I start. I go over to Grant and say, "Oh, have you seen these beautiful tattoos? Most of them are mine, in fact." And then I start regaling the tales of how, you know, all the good and the bad of when he's been bitten in the leg by a swamp monster and
Rod
he's died.
turns around and he flexes, and the light's glistening off of his back muscles, and there's sweat and oil over them, and it looks all shiny. And Nine's work looks fucking most excellent.
Glistening.
Yeah.
I show him my favorite piece, which is like the 14 or the 12 deaths of Gra, and it's like the
The life cycle wheel.
yeah, and each position is how he died.
I'm like flexing the muscles and animating each one individually.
Oh yeah, it's like Moana.
Yeah.
All right.
Look,
Orc,
this
what
is
have you
his
been up to?
backstory.
Krennic, what have you been up to?
Putting my kitchen
Okay.
utensils away.
All right, yeah, you're just cleaning
Cleaning
up the
them.
campfire.
Yep.
Orc.
Being respectful of the forest.
Oric has quieted down. He's eating a normal chicken.
Does
Yeah,
it
he's
taste
probably
good?
he's probably thirsty after all those tales he told.
He told some tales. He realized people were not paying attention.
Oh.
Oh.
Damn.
Actually, guys, that's not fair. So let's make this for real. Yep,
They
he
halfway
definitely
paid.
noticed that no one was paying attention to him.
Oh. Why do you have to roll high on the deprecation?
Wasted good
It's
one,
the only
man.
good roll you're gonna have all night. You know it.
Yeah.
You know
Oh.
it.
Disagree.
Oh.
I saved all your asses last time. I don't want to hear it.
And then Gra he's looking down on his one. This is the one where Orc saved my ass right over here. This man right over there, he saved my butt, and here's the tattoo to prove it. And he points over to Orc.
And Oric says, "I am a dwarf, not a man."
Perhaps
Orc-
I ate some of the wrong
Orc
chicken.
9 and Gra, make an insight check, please.
I'm
you go.
insightful.
There you go. Draw noticed.
Man, how am I getting these tonight?
Gra,
Thanks, Gra.
you, even though like you're kind of like in this moment and probably a little, at least a little deep into the drinks, you notice Sierra kind of make this quick, strange glance towards the guy with the designer socks behind her, when you start talking. Nine starts talking about your tattoos.
Anyone in particular?
Yeah, the guy with the designer socks.
No, I mean my tattoos. Which
Oh,
tattoos
oh,
are you
oh,
talking about?
Once you start getting through a couple of them is when she makes the look. 9, you notice that her left hand, is still clutching inside her tunic pocket at something very aggressively when she is listening to your tales and looking at Graz's body.
I say, Sia, my dear, are you okay? You seem to be a little tense. Are you cold?
Oh, I don't feel quite right. I might have to pass on the dice game and go sleep
My
on
dear, we
my
were just about to
bedroll.
get started. What is in your hands there?
Oh, I'm just trying to keep my hand warm.
May I see it, please?
Maybe I can
I
help
don't
you
mean,
with that.
I don't mean to intrude. I'm just curious what's in your hand. We are sharing our meals with you. I'm just curious.
With that accent.
She pulls her hand out and produces an empty hand.
Ross starts to aggressively lap dance her.
I don't understand. Do you mean to warm my hand for me with your furry paws?
I would love to, and I clasp my furry paws on them, and I rub very softly.
You're very kind. 9.
And I say, aren't we all? And I fucking... Can I look at her in the eyes? Can we make... I'm looking at her in the eyes to see if we're at a bypass or an understanding here. Like,
Am I gonna
like
bang
I'm,
you
like
or
I'm
what?
onto you kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to... Whether or not she's guilty, but that's the look I'm giving her.
You give her a look, and she gives you a semi-cross-eyed look back. She's very glazed over right now. And she's just kind of googly eyeing you. You can't tell if it's because like she's interested, or she's on the level, or if she's just fucking ripped.
Alright, Graz's gonna put his armor back on. He's gonna go help Krennic clean up.
Okay.
Feels bad for not helping.
9, are you following up with anything?
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Sitting by the fire right now.
Okay. So, she's getting up to leave, well, as she pulls her hand away. She says, good night, and starts going back to where she's got a little bedroll campsite
But she
set up.
stumbles.
Yeah.
She zigzags.
Gra whispers over to Krennic, I think they really enjoyed the hens.
They're still enjoying the hens. They can only be enjoying the hens for hours.
We gotta write that down in our recipe book.
Oh yeah.
The one you and me are making together.
That little smashy bit with the
Yeah.
smash.
Like when I went like this.
Yeah, that was perfect. Every minute of it. You have to show me your technique.
Well, you need like fingers, but
The fire grows smaller, and a lot of the merchants
Aw.
retreat to their campsite. A couple of them are still hanging around, sort of finishing off their mugs. Anybody doing
Alright.
anything in particular?
Nah.
Alright.
Camp, take watch.
maybe can we have like a gather around, like around the keg? Is there any beer left in the keg?
Oh yeah, wait. I mean, this is a full cask, like not a mini cask. This is a full cask. We
Yeah.
couldn't go through that in a night, right?
I don't know. How much do you guys drink?
I don't think so.
I didn't have any.
You
Or
tell-
isn't trying to
you
get
tell me.
shit-faced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ron wants
I'd
to-
say-
Ron's-
I say you could all drink quite a bit and still have like maybe
Yeah.
half or at least
Yeah.
a quarter left.
I would
think
say
about
like half, because I wasn't
Yeah.
drinking it. I wasn't drinking. Okay, cool. Alright.
Hey everyone, gather around. Let's have a toast to the first campfire we've had in a while, where violence was not the answer.
Actually, yeah, that's true. We haven't had a campfire in a while. That violence wasn't the answer. Cheers to that.
I pour everyone a drink, and And okay, so what's the real deal?
Yes.
What did you find?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, they really like the cooking. They like the dice. They seem like really nice people. Do we want to murder them or what?
I don't think Seth is wise just quite yet.
I think we should just let them go.
Yes. But
Well,
if
unless
we hear
they,
anything bad,
unless they ambush us in the middle of the night.
oh, they couldn't. That could happen. And I whip out my daddy spear, and I hope he's saying,
Oh!
Daddy,
Daddy.
shh, my child, shh, shh, shh. And I put my finger up its stupid spear mouth. And I say, Shaft, don't you worry yourself. And what's the radius of that? Because I can't see it in my
Like
inventory.
30 feet, right?
I think it was 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. So,
It's the
Man, I love that
simple-minded spear in your inventory there.
okay, so I want to put this about right there.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I just stick it into the ground.
Alright.
Daddy.
Stay here for a little bit. Keep watch, Shaft.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I guess we're going to bed, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go check on Grimoire.
You find Grimla has surprisingly been super good at staying all of this time and not even making an appearance. And both him and Groin are actually nestled up against your false wall, like protecting and staying near these eggs like you wouldn't believe.
Aw.
Oric pulls out some of the normal game hen. Sniffs it just to make sure there's nothing on it, and then Grimoire, here, good job, boy.
Grimla been good.
So
Hey,
good. Yeah.
He like spits like the gross sort of like bony bits out for Groin, but eats most of the hen.
Does he like it? That was some gourmet cooking. I rolled
Yeah.
like an 18 on that.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's loving it, man. You're spoiling him.
A peppercorn on it and acorns.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Everyone else, you're still by the fire. You doing anything else?
Ra's gonna crawl up underneath the wagon, and he's gonna sleep so his head's at one end and his feet's out the other.
Okay.
This is a covered wagon, right?
It is, yeah.
Like, does it go like up, like the old Western kind of wagons,
Yeah, up vertically.
like
yeah.
the tarp?
Yeah,
tarp
exactly.
goes, like up and around.
Yeah. Like there's a framework in there that the covered cloth hide sort of stretches across and ties into.
Okay, Oric is gonna actually sit up in the front, and he's gonna pull a blanket up, and he's gonna put the crossbow like on his lap.
Oh, sneaky.
Interesting.
Pull the trigger.
Okay. Krennic and 9.
I'm gonna sit up here, or lay up here next to Critic, but I'm gonna nestle myself on the whatever this long piece is that's going here, and play guitar with my back on that, or yarting or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Krennic, you're...
Yeah, I'm gonna be over here up against. Actually, it's on the wagon.
Okay.
Sleeping on it.
Yeah.
But we are taking watches. I mean, we're not.
Yeah.
Well, we
yeah,
got the
nice.
daddy spear. We don't even need to.
I was planning on watching the first run anyway. Even though we have it, Kyle, 9 does not trust it 100% yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
all right. Fair enough.
It's
I
like
mean,
someone
it is
moves in
retarded.
tonight, it could be like, Daddy. And I might not even hear it wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, might hit snooze on accident.
So,
Mentally
yeah,
compromised.
I'll take second watch, I guess.
I'll take third.
I will wake up whenever you guys want.
Yeah.
Sorry, who was on first watch?
I am.
Okay.
I do put the cask back into my bag holding.
Does it make the same sucking noise?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I put it on like it's like the bag going on the barrel's like unrolling a condom,
Oh.
but like it's just disappearing into it.
I was thinking like snake eating a thing, but
There you go.
I
There you
mean,
go.
maybe that's a better illustration.
It's a tight fit.
9, can you roll a perception check for me?
Oh shit, I got that too.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Daddy!
Okay. You don't see anything. But you hear like a noise off near the other wagon, like a branch snapping or someone shuffling or moving a thing. You have no idea what exactly it was, but you heard a little something.
And I'm on first watch, right?
You are, yeah.
Okay. I slowly quiet the strumming of my guitar down.
Okay.
Like way down. And gradually, so it's not just abrupt, like, right in the middle of a note. Can I get off and just inspect a little bit?
Okay.
See if I can't get closer in here and investigate.
Sure.
The fire's still going?
There's still little bits of flickering, dying flames. It's only been like
I
an
hope that
hour or
those-
so since you left it.
Flickering, dying flames help with my camouflage as they hit the freckles in my fur.
Roll a stealth check.
Come on, Casey. You got this? You don't got this?
You perhaps had a little too much of the greenest grass yourself earlier this
I'm half
night.
a foot.
You feel like you were hearing things. You thought maybe you saw something, but you just kind of like look out and there's a chill in the night. It almost makes you want to just return to the wagon.
And I do so.
Okay.
This shit.
Like a kid trying to run up after he's turned all the lights off into his room.
Real fast.
Yeah, like quick, but like every now and again looking behind, getting that little extra jump, little pep.
Alright, you return to the wagon and your hour passes. Who are you waking up next?
Or could you say, oh, Krennic?
Yeah.
Okay. Krennic, you wake
And I let him know too. Like I just let him know that I thought I heard something. But I also investigated and it seemed to be nothing.
Does that give me advantage?
Yeah, you're a little bit more on the lookout, and you did not partake in things. And as he tells you this, and you kind of settle in for your little turn at watch, you see kind of peeking out of the back of the wagon, Sierra. And it looks like she's like tucking something in or securing something, perhaps in one of the crates or somewhere in the back of the wagon. And she kind of looks around a little bit before walking back around to where their camp and their bedrolls are on the other side of the wagon.
What? Do you think they're feeding something? Like, why would they be checking it? Huh. I think to myself. Hang on. I'm going to. This thing doesn't trigger if I walk, right?
No.
I'm gonna.
As far as you've been able to tell, it only warns
here.
you of danger.
I'm gonna walk out to about here, take a leak.
Okay.
And as I am.
Is this
doing that-
immediately after you saw this?
No, I'll give it like a hour.
Okay. So near the end of your watch then.
Well, I'm up for 2 hours, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Halfway through my watch. How about that?
Okay.
But I go over there, take a leak, and then just kind of spying at their cart. They probably
Okay.
don't have any lights on, right? But I do have that superior dark vision.
Ooh.
Do I notice anything with my
Oh.
Owl eyes.
Roll,
Your DV?
roll another perception check, sir.
Oh,
Is it-
yeah. Roll that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I like it.
You perceive the darkness.
you
Dark over there.
yeah, I mean, you
People are
see the
shady.
wagon. I mean, the back of it's not super covered. I mean, you can kind of see some of the
Yeah.
stacked crates in there. Much like what some of your companions saw and probably at least loosely communicated to you earlier, the back of the wagon is just heavily weighted down with lots and lots of crates, wooden crates.
Yeah. Okay. I shouldn't cast any spells right now, because then I don't get my long rest.
We're all rested up to the fullest though.
I mean, you would still get your long rest, wouldn't you?
If I engaged in some shenanigans,
Shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Oh, that ambience.
Whoa! What in the hell
Whoa!
is that?
That's a man. Tom Haverford.
No, actually, you're right. Yeah, I think if you even you can break it up, but
Yeah.
if at any point during them you do anything extraneous, then you wouldn't be able to count it as a long rest. Well, you would still lose those
Yeah.
spells.
Nah.
Okay.
I'll just let it go. Just walk
Alright.
calmly back to the
Okay.
cart.
Who are you waking up next?
Graw next, right? Or was it Orc? I forgot. Who was number 3?
You don't remember. You just have to pick someone. Everyone's sleeping right now.
I kick Orcs, but
Okay.
hey, you're up next.
Oh, right.
Hey, there's some shady shit going on in the back of their cart. They keep checking it.
Wait, there's shady shit.
And it's been shady shit the whole time. You know, I'm just saying. They're checking it actively. I'd be careful.
Why don't we just wake everyone up and do something then?
No, they're not aggressive. They keep checking on their cargo.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I tried to look, but I couldn't see anything. So, I don't know if there's anything worth it.
Alright. Okay.
And or I guess just sits there.
Watch.
Fuck it.
That was like the
Fucking
most
watch.
mixed message.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I guess... Alright, I guess we'll just take a look and... Alright, wake up. Wake up, Warwick.
Okay. Are you doing anything particular, or are you just kind of resting against the back of the caravan?
No, I mean, work at first for the first 15 minutes, you know, is laying there, and then he gets up and just kind of walks around the cart, stretches a little bit, and then you know, just kind of looks out down this. I mean, he's kind of just looking around. He's doing his job.
All right. You eventually wake up. You're like, oh man, and you start just having a little look around. You can make a perception check if you like.
Okay.
Man, god damn it.
Advantage because everybody's giving like it's a daisy chain of information, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. Go for it.
This is the worst.
So if Krennic saw something suspicious, whatever business it was appears to be done at this point. You don't notice anything. As far as you can tell, everyone in their camp is sound asleep on the other side of their wagon there.
Perfect. I go right back up to my my spot after walking around, and I get up and I do this every like I don't know, 20 minutes. Walk around, take a look, keep the blood kind of moving
Yeah.
a little bit, so don't fall
Trying to Stay
asleep.
awake. It's so quiet and lonely right now. All right. Yeah, you're.
And then
Go ahead.
okay, my watch is up.
It's getting close.
Let me know when it's up.
All right. Your watch comes to end without incident.
Hey, girl, wake up.
And like, I
And
imagine
the
you.
wagon violently erupts up and down as Gra breathes in and out, and his chest muscles hit the bottom of the wagon.
Kid, stop fucking. Alright,
Oh, what's up? What's up?
alright, you're on watch for the rest of the night. Just so you know, apparently, Krennic told me some things may have been happening over on their side, but
him and Nine have no idea what it is, and I couldn't. I couldn't see anything. I don't know. But I'm going to bed. So, if you need anything, Graw, look at me. Anything.
Yep.
Wake me up. All right.
Oh, you all right?
How much of that actually landed on a just awoken Grah first thing in the weirdest hour of the morning?
Not much. He was actually more focused on rule number 7. He was just kind of nodding as all that information like hit him. Rule number 7 is never stop flexing, even when you run. Did Grah perceive anything in the night as he flexed his muscles while he slept and his back was towards the ground?
No.
Never felt any vibrations.
Roll a perception check. No advantage.
This is where we've gone, boys.
No, you do not feel anything in your sleep other than the sweet, sweet dreams of running up and down the Sunset Mountains.
Oh, I love the Sunset Mountains. This is so fun. Oh, the pine trees ripping past me. The cold snow
There's a
filling my nose
cold
from the
pine air blowing down off the mountains.
the mother's teats. It's
Graw.
filling my nostrils.
Graw, what the hell are you talking
What?
about?
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Ah, shit. We're in this shithole still.
Okay,
God
Graw,
damn it.
okay, hey,
A
Graw,
very tired dwarf stands in front of you, clearly wanting to go back to bed.
Graw, listen, and I
Uh-huh.
relay the same information I just said. There may be some stuff. If you need help, please wake us up. If you don't, go do anything stupid before waking us up, and I'm going to bed.
This is one of those please wake us up, but like don't wake me up kind of moments, right?
Yeah, it's a fine line, so don't fucking cross it.
Oh, okay. Like I sit up in the front of the cart. Grah sits in the front of the cart and it leans over to one side, like down onto its wheel. Like
Or it
sitting
goes
there.
in the back.
Grah's like twiddling his thumbs.
Oops.
Nine cuddles up on Grah's lap while he's sitting there.
Oh, I'd stroke him. Yeah, he starts purring. Oh, cat. Grah's just so bored. Like, it's only been 3 minutes and he's just fucking crazy bored. Starts like beatboxing. He's like twiddling his thumbs. He picks up Cat and he puts him down next to him and he gets off. And the cart squeaks back up again. And he So he goes over to the side. He takes a leak.
Yep.
How did I didn't move that?
You accidentally
Sounds like
clicked it, yeah.
Fucking waterfall.
takes a leak.
The cart rattles and shakes and covers everyone.
Yeah, it sounds like Niagara Falls, like over to the side. Like it's
You're
just
pissing that close to the camp, the wagon in the campsite.
It's violent, like water hose noise.
A giant dog just letting it all out, you know.
Yep.
Oric like stirs a little bit in his sleep with this from the smell.
All right, he picks up a couple of pebbles and he goes back and he sits back on the cart and everyone wakes up and he's just like sits back down again.
All right.
Like-
You fill your boredom with interesting bathroom breaks.
Oh, there's a thing that's about to happen.
You don't. Okay.
Grah, he's just so. It's been like 10 minutes. He's just bored.
One more thing
It
for you,
feels
Grah.
like hours, but it's only been 10 minutes.
Like he's never waited so long before, and he listens to Oric in his mind, going like, "Don't do anything stupid. And he looks down at the pebble in his hand, and he looks back up to Oric in his mind. He's like, "Don't do it!" And he throws a pebble at the at the other campsite, and he hopes to hit the covered wagon.
Roll a d20.
I was gonna say, everybody else got advantage after we did that daisy chain of information except for Grah.
It's my
He-
I don't
he-
think he
no,
did
he
a perception check.
Yeah.
did.
Oh, he did. you're
No,
right.
he didn't have disadvantage though. That was perception for him sleeping and feeling vibrations.
Wow.
So that's a D12. That would have been a
So-
great D12 roll, though. You rolled a D20, Gra?
What? I did throw a
That was a
D20.
No.
D12.
That was a
Oh shit! They were right on top of each other. Sorry.
Okay. You hear
plus
a
perception?
No, this is he's throwing a rock
Oh, sorry.
at their campsite.
At their cart.
A pebble.
No, shoot at their cart.
At their cart.
Yeah.
Okay. Your rock loudly tears through the canvas on your side of their wagon.
Alright, so he's just like, oh fuck, shit. As it, like Orc pops up next to him in his mind, he's like, you shouldn't have fucking done that. And I'm like, I know I shouldn't have done that.
You're
Get
looking
up.
around nervously.
Oh my god.
None of your companions appear to have woken, but you hear like the sound of someone.
Alright, get off the wagon again, and it like does that thing.
You see one of the merchant guards
Fuck out.
come looking around the wagon, and he's kind of like inspecting the wagon. Down has clearly spotted the rip in his cover on the side of the wagon, and you're.
How does that keep happening?
I'm just gonna move. The
Clearly-
wagon's here. I'm just gonna move it up here for the ease.
I clearly saw my token
And
selected.
you're walking out towards where the campfire was.
Yeah, like over here.
Okay. You see this guy inspecting the cart, and he immediately kind of like looks over and sees you. You do this.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm so fucking bored. Like I've never had a longer night in my life. How are you on watch too?
Aye.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of watching each other then. What's your name?
He kind of like ignores you for a moment and like peels back the ripped flaps of the cargo and kind of like looks inside a little bit, and then turns back around towards you and says, Fabian.
Fabian? Oh, strong
You.
name.
What's your name? He's looking up at you and your large stature.
Oh, my name's Gra, the Iron Comet, survivor of dragons, survivor of monks, survivor of fatal blows, bearer of great swords, the purged, bearer of tattoos, Rakja.
Gra, is it?
Oh, yeah, for short. Yeah. You know.
I'm sure my mistress will be able to overlook the accident here, since you've already helped us considerably, but
Yeah, well, I
I'm-
didn't mean any harm. I was just,
planning on ending my watch in peace, so
I mean,
glad it was just an accident. If you don't mind, and he kind of just starts leaning and walking away.
is there any way I could repay you somehow? I mean,
He kind of puts a hand up behind as he's walking away, as if like, it's no trouble.
Are they seeing Tom Haverford at all?
This
Any of
guy
those
didn't
guys?
partake in anything that you
Oh,
saw.
okay.
Oh, he's the nice guy.
alright, I guess I'll just go use this greenest weed myself. Walk over. Gra does not use the greenest weed.
Okay. Your remaining hour and 46 minutes are the most boring
It
minutes
seems
of your
like
life.
20 years go by. Like,
Yeah.
it's a montage of Gra whittling down pine tree like sticks.
Yeah.
He's cracking stones together just for fucking fun. Playing with his hair for like 40 minutes. He's counting blades of grass, and they're just getting more and more plentiful. He can't count all of them. He's fucking going insane.
Eventually, you see that light rising up to the east around the
Oh,
mountains.
Thank God, fucking damn it! The goddamn Allspark.
And finally, morning even though it's quite fucking early, has come. It's early enough to start waking people and call it a night.
Rob picks up the front of the wagon and slams it down. Get the fuck up! Oh my god!
Everyone, you would hear this and be awoken at this point.
Oh my god.
Why did you give me the longest shift?
I don't know what you're talking about, but that was not the longest shift.
That was almost the whole night. It was crazy long.
So, what's the game plan here? Are we just gonna keep going? Because they're outside of their town, and if we're not, I assume since we didn't do
I'd
Jack
go
all
on
in
for
the
now.
night, let's just fucking go on past them.
Yeah, well, I would just drop them off at Bear Dusk and keep going on to El Turo.
Okay.
Alright, let's do that.
Although, before we do part, I nudge 9 and I say, hey, ask, what's her name?
Sierra.
Sierra. I almost said Cynthia. That's not right. Ask Sierra where they're headed to after Bear Dusk.
I did.
you
said
know
they're
that
heading
already,
to,
yeah.
Oh yeah. They're heading to Erebor.
Oh, Erebor.
They kind of do like
Okay.
a loop.
Right. And then maybe imply
Mhm.
that she should stay away from the coast
Hmm.
because of all the action.
I mean, she hasn't said anything about the coast. I don't think you even need to mention it, honestly. I just say we just move on.
That's true. You could
She
do
did.
that too.
Yeah, she did say that she's gonna be going back and forth.
Yeah, I think they're fine. And they're probably cultists, but fuck it. Let's just go.
We'll run into them later
I'm
with
sure
their pants
we will.
down.
I'm sure we will run into them later.
And we were really nice to them.
Yep.
I
That's
wonder
true.
how they'll repay us for fixing their wagon and not murdering them in the middle of the night.
And
Probably
giving them
with
food
weed and
and entertainment.
And entertainment. I wonder
Yeah.
what will happen.
Alright.
Probably the nicest.
Yeah, maybe sometimes merchants are just merchants, dog.
I bid them farewell. It looks
Grod,
like this is where we
Grod.
part ways, Sierra.
Our waves goodbye.
Farewell.
They halt their wagon at the crossroads up ahead and say, "It is. Thank you again so much for your kindness."
Orc doesn't even say anything.
And as we walk away, I just say, "And stay out of trouble."
Orc
Brad
just
says,
get, come on.
"Thank you for the feedback on the cooking." And I elbow Krennic. I'm like, "That was a really good head."
Yeah.
And we move on. The
Okay.
cart's already moving past.
All right.
Okay, we solved that without violence.
I don't know
So-
if it solved anything, but
But maybe we're gonna die
Level 5.
We did
Level 5.
Man, we were in that cave forever. We just got level 4.
we didn't put them in the murder hole, so
We didn't. Could have though. I mean, it could have
Okay.
been fun.
It's as you get past Bear Dusk, you're much closer to kind of a nestled area of more civilized road. You pass the occasional traveler, no one suspicious, nothing of note really, and continue on, moving past Scornbull towards El Turo. You're now 2 days past where you last left the merchants you were traveling with, and we will say you are right about here.
can we take a quick break?
Yeah, I would love that actually. Top
Yeah.
off my water. And you are about similar to when we where we just were a couple days ago. You have about a day's travel morning right now on your last leg of this journey back to El Turo. I'll be right back.
Ma'am, I'm really mad at myself that I didn't mention to her about her wares and just say, the people of Greenest, as they have lost everything, you may find some good business there.
Oh, yeah.
Just came to my mind. God damn it.
Well, it's alright. Like I was just saying in the other chat, it's like There's no way they're not coming back. Like, we just let either they were really good people for reals and they'll be back, or they're bad guys and they'll be back and they thought we were good to them.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless, it's probably gonna benefit us somehow.
Yeah.
And hurt us.
I
And benefit us.
don't know about any of that.
I mean, like, we provoked them. Each one of us provoked them in our own way to try and get any kind of information. It was sketchy as fuck.
Well, what did you think, Klug? What did you get from it?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they could be just merchants who deal with dragon cultists.
They're not just merchants.
They didn't try to kill me when I threw a rock through their shit.
Dude, because we fucking murdered their leaders. Do you really think that they would pick a fight with us?
That's true.
We're wearing, like you pointed out, we're wearing their armor, we're wearing their gear. And you showed off all your tattoos. You were bragging about what you did to their fucking leader. And if you think they're gonna be allies, there's no fucking way they're gonna treat us kindly the next time they see us.
That's true.
And look at all these carts of silverware that just came from all those houses that are missing silverware and greenest.
Did we
Lots of
figure
household
out
items
what
in
was
here.
in there?
Yeah,
It was just
all
it
I
was
know.
just heavy, right?
No, all I know is household items.
Oh.
Yeah,
Lots of
maybe
household items.
maybe they raided the line or something, or like who
No,
knows?
I mean, think about it. They marched out of Greenest with tons of stuff. They looted all the houses, put it in piles just like this one, and marched them out. Remember?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could have sold it to this guy, or these guys could be in cahoots. Probably the latter.
Who are you talking about?
Nothing. None
merchants.
of your business.
We're speculating.
Eat the fuck out of these
About-
pistachios while I master the dungeons.
Stapacios.
Dude, there was some great pistachios.
So, what's going on?
Gotta get some ice cream.
I'm ordering some Wendy's right now.
Oh, damn.
Are they gonna deliver it to you?
Yeah, DoorDash, man. Overpriced, but holy shit, I don't have to go out and I'm drunk.
Wendy's? That's awesome.
Yeah. I want some chicken nuggets, man. They're so good.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds
you were
amazing.
talking about those half fucking field hens roasted with pepper crusted herb crust. Oh, fuck yeah, I was thinking about chicken nuggets too. I don't know why.
Because I put peppercorn and acorns on them and it went psh, perfectly.
So, El Turel's about the rest of the day away. You're finally almost back to the place you all met. The place where these two factions were building up when you were last here. And you can see from a distance the ever-glowing beacon that's almost competing with the sunlight of the day off in the distance, just looming above the city. Is there anything you would like to do before your journey comes to an end back in El Turel?
Ra wants to convey to the team that he may have accidentally maybe tossed a very small pebble through the roof of that caravan, and maybe it alarmed a guard, and he kind of pissed about it.
Yeah, fuck them.
Gra finally confesses 2 days later.
It was
Now
a
that
tiny pebble.
Now that you're safely close to the outskirts of El Turel.
It was so tiny, little tiny hole.
Gra, have you been holding on to that for the past 2 days?
I felt bad about it.
Hey
I
Gra,
felt so bad.
I forgot about them as soon as we left. I don't care.
You don't think I should go back and probably like patch it up or something?
I mean, leave the patching to me. Alright, I can fix it.
Alright, fuck them. Let's go.
Onward you ride?
Yep.
Alright. So, you return to El Turel. You know that while they were building, Anthar Froom was kind of keeping his quarters in this inn had a strange name. You couldn't forget it. It was a pair of Black Antlers Inn. Very specific.
Pair of black antlers.
But as you head into town, there's like a stables on the outskirts. Pretty easy for you to stable and keep your wagon and your animals if you want.
Oric remembers that the dragon eggs are there and doesn't want to leave shit.
What are you doing with it?
I mean, do you have to leave it right there?
I mean, it wouldn't be uncommon for like a wagon to ride through the road to town and continue west.
Or maybe we could do the old cloak over the eggs maneuver.
You could certainly, you know, much like it's a large enough city that a lot of the roads and pathways in here are fairly wide that a cart and some pack animals could travel through them.
Yeah. Let's take the cart straight to the headquarters.
I mean, yeah, we can always bring the cart back, but I would feel better if no one knew we had dragon eggs. That's bad for business.
Yeah. If we get stopped at any point, I'll put them in my bag.
Okay. Alright, so you are doing what as you get to town?
As we get to town?
Yeah.
What is the state of El Terrell? Or is it still business as usual in the town, or is it what's the vibe? Or what from what we've heard?
You get the sense as you get back to town. Yeah, it feels mostly like business as usual, but you can tell the number of people they have working on building this stronghold for the order. Like there's lots of construction going on. So, I mean, yeah, you're in town, Kluga. You're like at the outskirts of town, whatever. I want to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, basically.
Just getting ready to take it straight to the headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we drop the
downtown.
eggs off. We're gonna go to the most obvious place where our leaders are.
Yeah.
Tell them everything that happened. Give the eggs over. Oric has business as a side thing afterwards at the Artisans Guild.
Are we all going to each guild together, or are we splitting up?
No, we're gonna go together.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's each
Cohesively as a unit.
Okay.
It's better when we're together.
Well,
I mean, maybe we could just get them.
as luck would have it, it was
Next
not
door.
uncommon during your month when you were in town together training and sort of merging forces for Anther and Leosin to be having dinner together at the Antlers Inn, discussing business and it was kind of like
Perfect.
a common meeting place for everyone.
Cool.
It's pretty much dinner time when you get back to town, and you all would bet all of your treasures that the two of them could be found there as you come close within the perimeter of this establishment.
Yeah. Let's go straight there.
Alright. You can hear the very familiar, very slightly drunk laugh of Anthar Froom billowing out from the open doorway.
Do you have a picture of him?
I
And
do.
Biddy,
Leosin?
we've been here plenty of times before.
Yeah.
Do we know if this
There he
is
is.
the kind of place to be discussing official business?
It would not be uncommon for the two of them to be doing this. They usually sort of shove people off, like when they need to discuss something a bit more privately. They kind of have like the back table at the establishment, you know.
Okay, perfect.
Alright.
And when you come in, Anthar's very familiar drunken laughter is billowing out. You spot the two of them at their table. A lot of the other members from both sides are sitting with them. The place is pretty packed with both people who appear to be members and people who appear to be laborers, all of them in fine spirits for the most part.
Of the people that are around Anthar and Leosin, are they people that we trust? Are they people that we know? Are they people we don't know?
Most of them look like familiar faces. There's probably at least one or two that you might not recognize, but judging their company, they seem fine to you.
Cool.
Alright, hey
Guys, before we go over, I think we should pull Leosin and Anthar away from the rest of the group before we say anything about what has transpired. Alright?
Yeah, we should go and present ourselves as a jovial reunion, and then tell them we have some important business we need to attend to.
Well,
that way it doesn't look suspicious.
Here's the thing, is Grimlaw and Groin are still in the back of that wagon, and so are the... I'm just concerned.
Are they gonna stop the heroes? They saw Grimlaw fighting with you. On the top of the castle in Greenest.
Sorry, you cut out when you were talking to me.
They saw you fighting on top of the castle in Greenest with Grimlaw.
Yeah. Well, with... did we have Grimlaw then? Oh, we did have Grimlaw, yeah.
Yeah,
No
Leosin
one-
and Anthar, yeah.
No one in this town saw that happen. All of the other Harper and Order members didn't show up until the morning after.
If there are bards that are doing their tales, they would have sang songs of Grimlaw's courage for a kobold. It's very rare.
Perhaps they need a
Rumors
proper
and stories
bard.
would definitely spread fast in the ranks. That's fair to say.
Okay, I have an idea. We park the cart around back, out of sight. Graw, you stay with it, and we'll go get Leosin and Anthar. Bring them out. Show them the goods.
Alright, if they'll come. If they will come, yeah. Alright, let's try it.
Okay.
We park the wagon in a hopefully it's in a place where it's off the beaten path. There's not a whole lot of eyes, and it's in a kind of a protected place.
There's definitely a back alley between this place and the establishments on the other far side of the street.
Okay.
Cool. And then as I'm strolling in to the establishment, I want to think about... So, Leosin and Anthar are of the Harpers, right?
No,
Or the
Anthar
Gauntlet.
is of the Gauntlet.
This helps
Antar's Gauntlet.
restart the Order of the Gauntlet.
Okay, which one's... Who's head of the Harpers?
Leosin.
Your Master Leosin.
Oh,
He's
These
not
are
head of the Harpers,
liaison.
but he is an agent within the Harpers.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. I was trying to sort out who's who. Yeah. So, yeah, we walk in and follow their jovious laughter.
Okay.
And make
They
our
spot
greetings.
you before you even get close, and they kind of like stand up like, yeah! You know, like there's this clear air of excitement. Which it takes Anthar longer than Leosin for his expression to go from, pure shock and joy at seeing your return, but kind of like a little bit of worry, like, what the fuck happened?
Or it gives him a kind of a knowing, like,
Hey! We made it back! We did it!
Anthar's kind of the guy who like just hug you really hard and then almost kind of get like awkwardly, wrestlily playful with you, like, oh, you made it back! You made it back! And he's kind of like, but everyone just kind of rolls with it. And he immediately starts like pouring like a mug of ale for everyone. And he's like, oh, you, and we're all drinking!
Anthar, yeah, Anthar, hey, Anthar, buddy, before you pour a drink and before we celebrate, let's talk real quick. Hey, Nine, go grab Leosin. We want to converse with you.
Yeah.
Run over.
Leosin like raises a brow, like kind of hearing everything with his
I'll go get him.
half-elf ears. He's really close to Anthar. And
Privately.
He kind of nods, clearly taking this a little bit more seriously than Anthar at the moment. He tries to help get Anthar up. He's like, you'd like to have a word.
Do you have some place private where we can talk?
Aye, we've got a room upstairs, a conference room, if you will.
Yeah.
And he kind of like nods, gestures towards the bartender, like kind of giving him a little bit of a symbol. Nine and Krennic, you definitely pick it up. It's something he does when it says like, going up there, no visitors, kind of a little bit of a gesture. and he escorts you up, very much like the stairs in the back behind Casey. They take you around like some sort of back stairs, up to, like sort of like a saloon style, to a room on the second floor.
All right.
It's a pretty large room with a large table, clearly used for gambling at times, but also planning, perhaps. Maps here and there.
Are there any windows?
Nope.
Yeah.
We sit down. Are we in the room?
Yeah.
Alright, well, 9, maybe you want to tell some of our tale, and we'll all kind of chip in as to what really
I grab Gra.
I've got the whole tale right here, boys.
I'm gonna make a song about this, and I'm gonna say it starts here at his. God, we have to remember which area came first.
I'm already stripping my armor off. I'm getting down into my my undergarments.
Or face palms.
Well, here's where he died the first time.
I flexed and I animate it.
Yeah.
The blade cut him here in the neck, but don't worry, Auric came over and hammered his head in.
We killed that motherfucker.
Yeah, we killed him way later, Gra, that's right. And then we just go through how we killed Frulam and Langdedrosa. We got Kobolds high as balls.
So we have something. We have 2 somethings actually.
Leostin's looking at you as you start speaking. He says, "Yes, I see you have some interesting suits of armor on there."
Yes, well,
He immediately
their leaders.
recognizes it.
Yeah, as you know, their leaders didn't quite make it out.
I
but-
chopped one of their arms off and used her as a flail.
So, we've kind of run into a bit of a thing here. We have brought back something for each of the 2 guilds. We brought back a dragon egg for each.
Yeah. Chokes on his drink for a moment.
We've kept it in
You
a
brought
place.
back what now?
Yeah, they're breeding dragons.
We used to have 3, but I threw one on a dragon dog's head
It
and
was
I
easier
tried to
to-
knock him out.
It was easier to have 2 anyways.
Yeah, and we didn't know what to do with them, and we didn't want to destroy them as we don't know what their value is, and we don't know how they can be used, and we didn't want to be rash.
I could use them to cook them up for breakfast and eat a hearty meal for breakfast.
So we brought them
Leostin-
here for guidance.
Leostin kind of noticeably cringes a little bit when he hears one of them was destroyed. He says, "They're incredibly valuable. You could earn a small fortune from something like that, but more importantly, what color dragon eggs are they?"
They're both blue, as is to be expected.
Perhaps the offspring of the one
Yeah.
who was attacking Greenest.
The one who I gave a little bit of eye trouble with.
Oh yeah, you did.
The eye drop, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you called it?
I believe that's what it was called. So we're not sure what to do with the eggs, but perhaps your wisdom is greater than ours.
He says, my suspicions about cult activity are proving far more real than I could have imagined. He kind of looks at Anthar, who's slowly processing this information, and he looks at Leostin like, "Keep them? Is it safe? Could we keep them?" And he kind of like almost just goes a little cross-eyed, trying to think about it.
Kreinik, tell me what you said about the dragon eggs. Do you remember when we were talking about if blue dragons can be good dragons?
Yeah. That is our hope. That if we raise them ourselves, they could be our most powerful weapon against the dragons that
Didn't you
we
say
face.
the big dragons could track the eggs through the air?
And
We
I don't
know.
think they even need air. I think they can track them anywhere. Possibly.
We're not sure. Leosin, maybe you know.
But I know who does know. I do
he
know
sticks
who
his feather
knows.
into the air.
Leosin.
What was the exact bit? Like, you know someone who knows what?
If they can be tracked or not.
Okay. Leosin kind of hears you and looks at you somewhat knowingly. Says it's possible, though they'd have to have a strong sense of at least their general location. Scrying magic is not uncommon in powerful dragons.
Good thing we didn't let those bandits get away.
But that being said, I could reach out for some of my more magically inclined companions in the guild. And perhaps we could watch over the eggs.
They also need to be incubated in a proper environment. But this could be our only chance. We don't have the resources to do this, but we know the guilds do.
I have a friend who is pretty well versed in the subject of dragons. And he kind of gives you a wink, Krennic.
So, what should we do with the dragon eggs right now? We've got them literally in a cart downstairs.
Yeah.
Outside, we've got a kobold guarding them.
I go to Krennic. I say, wait, did you say that they have a good sense of direction of where they are?
No.
Or like,
They can find their location if they know relatively where they are to begin with.
so they are gonna know exactly where they are.
No
We
one
just-
knows they're in Arturo. No one knows we're in Arturo.
Except for the merchants that we just passed on the road. They knew Gra. We told the tales of Gra. If they're working with the cultists, the dragon knows we are here.
But they don't know that we have. You know, they may
I was
they
pretty-
find
There's
out
a
we have
tattoo
eggs.
of Grass stealing an egg on his body, by the way.
I was pretty explicit.
Okay, so yeah, let's tell them that. Leosin. So it's possible that dragons may know we are here.
We should probably get these eggs out of here.
Yeah.
I know
no,
what we should have done.
I'm
we
not-
should have made them come with us to El Turo.
I'm not taking responsibility for these eggs.
I'll do it. Give them to me.
No. The guild can take the eggs. They can incubate them off-site. They can outsource this. You have friends who
Get some
know
out
things.
now.
But no, it's not like a now thing. It's just
Do they
you know,
do they know our
eventually.
guild affiliation? Will they be able to track down the people incubating eggs?
No, we didn't say anything, but it's probably pretty obvious what guilds run this town.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I look down, I flex my new armor, my dragon armor. Look what I look like. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Does anybody react to Gra's armor? Like when we were going through the bar.
Yeah, you definitely got some very peculiar looks.
Look at me, I'm a dragon man. Ah.
Sworn enemy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I give that to Leosin.
Most
and
people
Onthar heard
recognize
that.
your group too, though, right? Like, so I mean, you guys are one of like the best, best in show as far as some like the different patrols groups that were being formed and going out, which was the whole reason you were sent to Greenest in the first place. So you are not a uncommon sight to a lot of the people, at least in this part of town.
So basically, we told some cultist informants, possibly cultist merchants, that we had eggs and that we were going to El Turo. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
I guess that happened.
We did that.
For whatever reason. Anyway, that is a thing that is part of our reality now.
So
Do
I don't know
know,
how you'd like to
okay,
deal with it.
know where they're going.
this is clearly a pressing issue. Leosin's kind of chiming in. He says, what of your prime objective? Did you learn anything else about what the cult is actually doing or planning?
Oh,
Obviously,
Yeah.
incubating
Oh, yeah.
dragon eggs was
I dig
on
into my
their
bag and I
agenda.
pull out Frulam's journal. and book and all that stuff.
And her head, I hope.
Is that in my bag?
That's in your bag. That's in your bag.
It just rolls out.
Yeah,
Flail.
and that. The book should be clean.
Okay. Anthar slams one of his hands down across like the map and like the notes you're putting out on the table and like pulls them in. He looks at it. Yep. Yep, Leosin, you're right. It's clearly some kind of ledger on here. Probably tracking every fucking town they've been ransacking from east to west.
Oh, yeah, look at this. And I point at Baragos. They're going there next, it looks like. Right, it's like there was arrows going to Baragos and arrows going up.
Please let me have gotten that right.
You're showing them everything?
Oh yeah.
Because you also had in her book, she had like a
clear she's got
note,
the map of the Sword Coast with her notes on it.
Yeah.
She had the Book of Dragons, and there was a journal in there.
Gross like, I think this might be of help to you guys, and he produces the little key to the lock that he has, and he places it daintily on the table. How's that?
They kind of look at Gra a bit perplexed, like...
Yeah, I took that right out of their jail.
What's a key for what, Gra?
I don't know.
Okay.
It did come from their
I'm sure it's valuable.
It goes to a I have the lock on me, and I put the lock down on the table.
Nice.
It goes to this lock, and I took it right from their jail.
Well, very good, Gra. You did good.
Oh, thank you.
Can we keep that? The key in the lock?
I take the
sure,
key and
yeah,
lock back.
There you go.
Kind of hand it back to you.
Hey, that might come in handy.
That's why I took it.
So...
I also produce Frulam's robes. I say,
Her underrobes?
No, her outer robes. I kept her underrobes.
Oh.
I said, these are her robes. They are imbued with a minor magic, but I'm gonna keep these. I think it'd be useful for me to infiltrate their camps. It was useful in the past.
He's like half listening as he starts reading like Frulam's note that he like finally turns to in her book, and it says, "Everything must be freighted north to Neritar. Resmir allowed us to keep some trinkets."
Oh, Resmir.
That one had it in for me back at the camp when I was captive. Kept talking about the new age of dragons every time they whipped me.
Yeah.
Interesting that Frulam and Langdedrosa were the only ones left. I'm assuming you mentioned or showed them the heads at this point.
Oh yeah, no. We are giving them both the heads.
That means Resmir has obviously gone ahead with wherever their destinations lied. Do we know what exactly they were transporting or why they left the camp?
But yeah, we're not entirely sure why they left the camp. As for what they were transporting, all that we could find were the silver and like the silverware and household items that they were transporting. But that's
What about all the kobolds? They were making kobolds.
There were a lot of kobolds, yeah. Kobolds.
They had a bunch of horses in a stable off to the side.
Leosin sighs and just looks at Anthar and says, "I suppose you believe me now." And Anthar looks at him and just smiles and says, "I always believed you, but I needed some kind of proof to mobilize key people on the coast. And it looks like we've certainly got some proof now. And Leosin turns back to you and says, I don't know what Nerita is or if it's a place, a person, a thing, but if they're heading there, perhaps Resmi is heading there, and perhaps all of the cultists who fled this camp you found are also heading there. They say everything must be freighted north to Neritar. We should try to find them. Or to find this Neritar. Onthar burps and says, Baragos and the Coast Way, pointing at the map.
Yeah.
That's a traveler merchant route. Everyone travels that road all the way down from through the mountains, through Baragos. Some stop at Candled Keep. But eventually, they all pass through the Chianthal River, and he kind of looks out the window towards the very loud, audible river flowing past the town that this sits on. And says they go to Baldur's Gate, which has a no-pass policy. Caravans must completely hire loaders and dock workers, all guild members of their own right, sell their shit, and then either turn back around and head the other way, or if they're still going north past Baldur's Gate, they have to hire loaders to completely, basically transport them onto new wagons at the north end of town, and basically start their journey anew. Most people don't make that journey, but if these people are heading through Baragos and up the Coast Way as this map indicates, perhaps we could hire a boat for you and send you downriver to cut them off at Baldur's Gate yourselves. Assuming you've still got some fight left in you. Onthar looks at you all and slowly sips on his tankard.
No, of course we have plenty of fight.
There's no need to bait us. We just fucking killed the leaders of the fucking cult. Of course there's fight in us.
Just like smacking on the table, he's like, goddamn right you did. Tom's proud of all of you. And he kind of produces like a small barrel that he, I don't know if anyone noticed, carried up with him to this meeting hall and plops down on the table in front of everyone. He says, you've all done me incredibly proud. Let's drink to it. And
listen,
oh, what?
I am a dwarf of drinking, you know that. We've shared many a pint, and I will partake of this delicious beverage. However, the eggs.
I'm with him. The eggs make me very nervous.
I don't want them here, and I don't know what to do with them. And as much as I would love to drink, and I agree, our plan going to Baldur's Gate, that's fantastic. But the eggs, we've got to take care of them like now.
They know we are here.
How does Leosin and or Onthar respond to that?
Onthar is definitely like in a more relaxed, ponderous kind of pose. Leosin seems a bit more concerned, like kind of like looking at the maps, looking at Onthar, looking back at you all.
Brass speaks up. It's like, or if you want, I could go take care of them for you.
Gra, you're fine. I mean, we could try to shield the eggs and possibly even build them into the very large underbelly we've been constructing for the new fortress. But that would still pose a risk, I suppose.
I mean, at this point, if we're keeping dragon eggs, there's a risk.
Aye.
There's no way about it. So it's either we send them off, which I suppose could work, or
we roll the dice. We take the risk.
Yeah, and we take the risk.
Two additional young blue dragons being in the wrong hands terrifies me as equally as gaining the attention of one large dragon who's in search of them.
Yeah, that's bad news. So the question is, Leosin, among the monks, was there anyone, I mean, you seem to know quite a bit about dragons, but is there anyone who had an affinity towards them, who perhaps could train them in some form or fashion? I mean, surely this has been done before. We're not breaking new ground here.
We could roll the dice for a little bit and keep these secure in the town, as Anthar suggests. And I could send for a very dear friend of mine at Candlekeep. We could send a messenger via bird this very night. I could send for them and possibly several companions who are quite skilled in the arcane. I think something as notable as this would bring even them away from the keep. And perhaps we could try to secure them here and keep a very, very close eye on them.
So you mentioned an underground area, right?
Aye.
Perhaps there's room for a little bit of growth where perhaps 2 young dragons could live somewhat openly within a cave or something. Some kind of closed off area that's always guarded.
We're looking for some free-range dragons, but not too free-range. Do you know what I'm saying?
Anthar, he kind of looks at Anthar and says, "Are you okay with running a little bit of a risk for the next 10 day while we send for my friend?"
Of course. I think
says,
that'd be fair.
I can't think of anyone more suited than Felgalos, who is both strong in magic and knows dragons quite well. No doubt he is still within the book-lined halls of Candlekeep. Let us send for him, and if we don't hear anything in the next 10 to 14 days, we will revisit the topic. Anthar looks at all of you and looks back at Leosin and says, "Fuck it. Let's do it. I'll talk to the construction crew tonight. I'll go down to the bar. Most of them are down there. I'm sure the foreman is. And I'll let them know that we'll be needing a very trustworthy, secure group of workers to manage the lower level construction henceforth.
You need anyone to go with you?"
Listen.
Aye.
You know that since these are dragon eggs, Krennic knows way more about dragons than I do, but he's saying something about how they have to have a proper atmosphere for incubation, I believe. These are of the lightning affinity, and when we were down there, and Oric describes the lightning cloud that was there.
Oric, Leosin knows all about this.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to insult anyone.
Interestingly enough, he kind of smiles at you, Krennic. Says, one of my dear friends and fellow hoppers is very skilled at manipulating the weather.
Very good.
Good skill to have.
Aye. Eliel is quite young by elvish standards, but her skill with the arcane is quite strong as well.
Alright. Well, so I guess, do you have a secret entrance or a main entrance where we can take the eggs that leads underground?
There's only one clear, safe route down below the new construction site, but yes, if you're ready, we can escort them over here. Just give Anthar a moment to go speak with some of the men at the bar. And
Make sure Don't speak to too many people. Don't let
No,
anybody else know.
No one up in this, apart from the letters that we're sending, no one knows about the eggs but us. They don't need to know what we're doing necessarily, but need to know.
Very sharply, Leosin says, no one but you and the merchants you told, yeah?
No, we didn't tell any merchants about eggs.
Well, I guess they could probably make a jump to a conclusion on this one. Because we did show him the tattoo
You told them
of the
the
eggs.
same story you told me with the tattoos, yeah? The one where Gra is clearly holding a dragon egg
Yes.
and the
I
dwarf is sealing it up?
Can't look at him in the eyes. Yes, we told him the story.
Same stories, yeah? Okay, so...
and that we killed Frulum and
Yes, we told him that one too.
the other guy. What's his name?
Langdedrosa.
Langdedrosa. That. So we killed their leaders.
So
and
you
then
suspected
anybody who
they
would
might have
return
been
back.
cultists and not merchants and told them all of your exploits when dealing with the cultist camp. I'm not questioning your methods, but it's fair to assume there are at least a few people out there who might have some idea of...
I mean,
We
would
couldn't
you-
kill
eggs.
innocent people.
Would you
Right.
prefer we just flat out murder them because that was on the table?
No,
And
no,
we
no,
could
no.
have
That's
done
not
that.
on the. No.
I believe
we
it
are-
was my suggestion to flat out murder them.
But we're not at that
However-
level. We're not at that place yet.
I'm
We
not
couldn't-
I'm not judging you. You've all done incredible work. I'm just merely trying to accurately assess who may or may not
Oh, yeah.
know information about this situation.
Holy fuck, what did I miss?
No, then it's just we're reiterating what we may have possibly let out.
Okay.
That we, the people who killed Langdedrosa and Frulum, are on our way to El Turil. And anyone who knows about us probably knows that we have their eggs because they're going to go back to their cave and realize it's empty. So,
Yeah.
This
Those
reminds
drag
left a
me.
pretty
cultists sure
bad
love
breadcrumb.
dragons.
This reminds me of that time in our first campaign where we killed. Who did we set on fire?
Me?
Ridiculously and murdered flat out.
Oh, yeah, Yarno Glassstaff.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
only knew him as Glassstaff at the time.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of that incident
No.
where we were like,
We
oh,
tried to talk to them.
we really fucked that up.
No, we
Yeah.
really tried to talk to them, and then they got lit on fire.
I don't think we fucked it up. I think we made it interesting.
Yeah, you know.
Well, we're about to make things
Look,
really
so-
interesting.
was great.
Leosin and Onthar know
Yeah.
wizards. They have the guilds have the resources.
They've got resources. They know
to
people.
cast spells such as anti-scrying and shields
Clearly
in,
some powerful
from
people.
Yeah, exactly. They have all of that.
Yeah.
They're going to be fine. We don't have the resources. The responsibility of the eggs are not on us anymore.
They
Consider
seem
our
they
cart
seem
empty.
willing to accept the responsibility.
Exactly. And I think
Okay.
they are safest in their hands and not
This
ours.
is a fortress.
Exactly.
They're very much building a fortress. The very town itself is bright day and night because they have this magic fucking thing that repels the undead. And
Yeah.
all you know, Krennic, about the cult and the cult history is that they have a history of trying to coax dragons, old aging dragons, or even try to raise dragons with the purpose of turning them into a Draco Lich. That is
Yeah.
traditionally what the cult of the dragon is notorious for.
Yeah. No, definitely. And we're trying to use their own weapons against them. So everyone's on board with this. I think this is a good plan.
Mhm.
The only thing I would say is it's unfortunate that we have to keep them both together. You know, we can't all our eggs are in one basket as it were.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if we have no other choice, this is it. This is the best we have. This is literally the best we can do. Next plan, we set sail to Baldur's Gate down the river and intercept the
They
major...
seem keen on using you
caravan.
like fucking hound dogs and sniffing out wherever these people were going.
Let's
Yeah.
start sniffing.
Because we still have to take revenge on... what was the guy's name who was torturing Leosin?
Oh, Resmir?
Resmir!
Yeah, Resmir.
You gotta
Resmir. You got the sense from when you were at the camp and what you've seen and heard here that Rezmir was definitely like top dog, at least in this part of the faction.
Yeah. So we need to
We need to
find
murder
and
his
stop
ass too.
Rezmir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's probably head of the column going from Baragos to Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait, so since we kind of went like this, El Turo, Baragos, has there been any word of an attack on Baragos?
No.
Okay.
No one appears to have heard anything, and they're all aware of what happened in Greenest.
Yeah.
And all the stories of some of the surrounding towns between Greenest and Baragos have definitely trickled back to these towns these cities that you're in now. But you are in like a huge fucking city, right? Like El Turo's pretty large. It's not common for you to be able to buy or sell just about anything here. So, as you know, it's getting late in the night. Anthar has definitely had some drinks. They seem to have settled on what they're going to do with these eggs. They've pulled some of the workers out from the Black Antlers, pair of Black Antlers in here. They've all agreed to escort over to you to the construction site and allow you to accompany them to setting these eggs up.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I said arcane earlier, but it's a druid that Leosin goes and grabs. He separates, as you guys say, the construction site, but shows up later with this person, who kind of like nods as he's describing the situation and looking at the eggs. Seems a bit in awe of them, and kind of like a sheep herder is sitting and watching over them. And you can see that he's controlling and shaping the elements and concocting and forming cloud, static, lightning-infused clouds almost out of thin air. And he's just conducting this ritual, almost like a rain dancer, summoning the very weather itself down into the depths of these lower levels of the new keep they're building.
Man. Cool.
I'm
amazed.
Yeah, I think they've got this. So we'll set the eggs according to whatever their environmental, preference is.
Okay.
On whatever kind of dirt or stone or whatever, and then let the druid go to work.
Alright. He does so.
Cool.
Does it?
So, Anthar, as all of you leave the lower levels of this new keep, just kind of like slaps everyone on the back again. Clearly got a buzz on. Says, "It'll take a day or two to get ship ready with someone to steer it for you. Tomorrow night tomorrow all day." He like slams on the table. We're throwing a festival. This is the true moment where we turn the corner. We've got proof. We'll have power backing us now. The Harpers and the Order will surely set themselves up in El Toro as a new base of operations and a new wall against whatever evil is mounting on the coast right now. And we will have this festival both in your honor and the honor of birthing this new day where the good might stand a chance against the evil. And he kind of like snaps his finger as he's like leading you back into the inn. And he's just calling on a few of his aides, a few of like the more coordinator type people that work with him within the guild. Definitely people who've been like sort of helping, with the details of the construction of everything. He says, "You put together a schedule. By morning, I want everyone to know that we're having a festival in the center of town. People will sell all kinds of goods. We'll have some games, some competitions." He's kind of laughing. And
fair.
After that, you'll all sleep nice and good, and we'll send you on your way downriver.
I don't like the sounds of that.
We'll need supplies.
Yeah,
we'll need to
of
be
course
outfitted with some serious gear going where we're going.
Potions.
And armor and magic.
He says, "Yeah, tomorrow, festival shopping, whatever you want. He says he'll give you like the name of a couple places that know him and the order well, and will make sure that you're recognized, and they should get you what you need.
Perhaps, I'm just curious about this, but is there some kind of credit line that the guilds are extending to us as we are providing services for them?
He kind of looks back at a couple of his people who are like furiously quilling in notes, and says, "Aye, we should set something up considering your extended service."
All right.
And Leosin, just recently joining you, but recent enough to hear this, kind of nods and says, "Aye, we'll do the same for ours."
Hey,
Perfect.
nice.
Can't have you dying on us at this point now, eh?
I agree.
Can't wait to go shopping.
Cool. Do you want to keep rolling, or do you want to pause there?
Well, if we keep rolling, well, I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
Up to you. It's Friday night. I can keep going forever tonight.
Me too.
Okay,
Daddies.
so
I go, yeah.
I can go for a little bit longer. I have family coming in tomorrow, so
Okay.
I can't be up crazy late.
I'm
another hour.
fine. I'm fine to do this however we want, but if we do keep rolling, I feel like we kind of have to, and that'll be shopping / fair day montage.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Guys, I have a question randomly. Do you think that we should get rid of this armor?
I feel like at least we should paint it a different color. Maybe black.
One of the coordinators working next to Anthar, who's been quilling furiously, like almost like slashes the ink across and like tacks this up on one of the walls in the inn.
Jesus Christ,
Says,
Fitty.
"Done!" And Anthar just smiles and says, "I love a good party."
Oh my god.
These guys like to fucking party. Holy shit.
Okay.
Anthar likes to fucking party.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's always looking for an excuse to party. This is definitely
Plans
on the more elaborate side, but the people he's had working next to him are even more in tune with this shit than anyone you saw when you were here even just a month ago. Like, clearly, like, the operation's been like ramping up in your absence.
Can I just pause for a second?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Fitty. You.
I stole some of this, but it is pretty great. I reworded it.
I mean, it's amazing.
I love that there's an arm wrestling. I
Yeah.
hope you realize you're in that arm wrestling contest.
I mean,
my God.
I almost want to not participate in it. Just
We should
because.
all be. We should all be in the drinking contest.
Jesus.
Graw is definitely gonna be in that arm wrestling contest. We're trying to do that open mic.
Is Lunch Festival a contest? Because I'll be in Lunch Festival.
No, that's just like where
The
a
po-
lot of the food merchants, like, all at the same time kind of cook like the biggest, baddest batch of whatever.
It's a cooking contest. Credit.
It is
You
and
gotta
it
do
isn't. Like, people bet with their money, but it's kind of like, like when food trucks gather around and people line up like for all the different ones. Sort of that idea.
Right. Let's fucking do it. Feast and
Yeah.
speech. Let's go.
Yep.
There's also a pie eating contest. Look at that.
Who's good at eating pie?
A foot race.
A foot race. Ah, I can
you're
win the
good
foot
at
race.
feats. Yeah, you're good at feats.
I'm good at feet. I wonder if I'll be disqualified for using my wings.
Casey, Nine's good at feats.
I think critting's better.
So you all have lodging at the Antler Inn here, set up
Perfect.
for by your guilds. It's the old rooms that you used to have back when you were doing missions, and kind of as you sort of floated towards the top of the pack, they kind of set up special rooms for some of the more active groups within the inn, which is kind of like the makeshift headquarters. Those rooms
Perfect.
have been cleared out for you, and are once more now yours, though you can see that they were being used in your absence, as an inn might do.
Are there younger recruits around us?
Yeah, there's definitely younger recruits around. Definitely a lot more fresh faces, people you don't recognize who must have joined up in your absence.
Hey, Orc. Look at all these newbies.
Oh man.
They've even shot a dragon in the eye yet.
Well, not yet, but maybe some of them will one day. Well, hopefully not. That means the dragon has come here.
and destroyed everything.
How many kobolds have you reckon they've slain?
Well, that's a good question.
Speaking of kobolds,
Yeah, where is Grimlaw? Actually, Auric had gone and talked to Leosin before they left, and had mentioned that he needs a place for
A stable.
yeah, basically a place where a kobold can be quiet.
So
And
flashback.
Uh-oh.
Grimlaw and Groin had followed you down into the lower levels of the dungeon, so to speak, of the
We
of
let
the
them.
keep.
Yeah.
And as you all were leaving, Grimlaw did what he could to try to stay down there, to the point where the druid, who was keeping over sort of the atmosphere down here, kind of like shrugged and said, "If you say he can be trusted, he can stay here as long as he wants."
Yes, he can be trusted. Hey Grimlaw, look at me. Hey, I know that you're gonna take care of the eggs. This guy right here, he's like me, alright? You've got to listen to what he's saying. Alright? No clever business. You listen, you obey, and if you do, I'm gonna
Bring meat?
I'm gonna bring you meat, and I'm gonna bring you some knives. Wouldn't you like a knife?
Oh my god.
Grimlaw, watch eggs with Tree Man.
Alright.
And I just look at the druid and I'm like, he really likes raw meat, obviously. Feed him at least 3 times a day, and make sure he's well watered. But he'll mostly just keep an eye on the eggs. That's what he's been doing.
Classic kobold diet. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Or it goes on for like 5 more minutes about Grimlaw's
You're
diet.
like a true parent.
Yeah.
It's like the babysitter who doesn't give a fuck.
Well, I can ask you this later, but Grimlaw's gear, what does he have and what is he lacking? Because
he's got the equivalent of like studded leather and like a scimitar that he appropriated from that fight a while back.
Okay, so he needs lots of shit. Okay.
Yeah. He's pretty under-equipped for his new career path that he's on
Okay.
right now. Okay. So this is the night before the festival. Anyone doing anything you care to note before we fast forward to the next day?
I kind of want to cook for everybody. I want to cook like a meal.
Okay, like down at the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Auric's tired, but he's gonna have to go by because he's a guild artisan, so that comes with a whole set of perks and shit.
Okay.
So he's gonna be going by the guild artisan, his guild shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But that, I mean, we can do that tomorrow.
Alright.
During the festival.
Okay, anybody else? Evening wear. What are you doing?
Hey Nine, why don't you play a song for everyone? Not of our tales, of course, but why don't you tell one of the really good classic ones? Look, they've got an open mic.
Oh, I intend to do that. I know so many good ones.
You notice that when you're talking about this, you're kind of near the posting. You find it a little peculiar that they found someone on such short notice to do a very long play.
I saw the play there. Yeah.
And Zastam is a name tingles in the back of your mind. You feel like it sounds familiar. You don't remember why exactly.
There's like a dance contest and drinking and arm
You can
wrestling.
make an insight check if you like.
I was gonna say, can I
Or
refer
like
to
a
my
check.
history? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Hopefully you studied.
I studied.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
wow.
Studied hard.
I was hella studious, bro.
You recall the name and recall being incredibly intrigued about it, although you've never heard the full tale. It was one of those sort of missing links of very popular names in history, but one that you've never really gotten the scoop on.
Okay.
Sort of like a missing book from your collection, if you will. You do know that it has to do with a very powerful Red Wizard of Thay. And that there have been a lot of whispers coming over the mountains to the east about some of the strange happenings in those lands.
Okay.
But beyond that, you've never really gotten any sort of real information about it. So, anybody else? Last call for the night before.
I'm just cooking for everybody. Anybody who wants any in our party, I'm making the hens.
You see plenty of familiar faces, and as stated earlier, lots of new faces too. People who seem very eager to be joining up with both Harpers and Order. It's almost like, slowly like a small garrison, like a small part city, part strong military force is kind of blooming here around this union between these two factions that you're both a part of. The night goes on. People are very festive. Word of the events tomorrow have spread. Anthar being such a strong leader in this city, it's no doubt that if he's deemed some sort of festival is going to happen, it's going to happen. So it's a pretty jovial night all around. At any point, you can retire to your rooms. It's two people per room. And so there are 2 actual rooms in your names.
Yeah, Oric goes up kind of early and spends some time with Muradin making some shit.
Makes sense.
Hammering out.
He's not really making anything heavy duty because he doesn't have any materials, but he's whittling and doing what he can.
Okay.
9 has one more beer and asks the bartender how they were able to get Tales of Sastam in here. Because it's one of my favorite shows. How are you guys able to secure that?
He's filling a mug and kind of like smiles knowingly at you. And he says, I heard that one helping Anthar organize the thing. Says he was talking to this woman, strangest woman I ever saw. I almost thought it was a man, but she had no hair and some of the strangest garb I've ever seen. But when the assistant was going around looking for a bard with an interesting tale, she immediately captivated all of us and said that she would love to tell the tale of Zastam. And
it's the evil bard.
What?
She
captivated everyone.
The rest is history.
There's an evil
What's her
bard?
name?
I didn't hear her name, but she...
They all got captivated easily.
Quite the sight.
Uh-oh, you're gonna have to outbard her.
Thank you, Barkeep.
There's an
Yeah, sure. Another drink.
Yeah, and I flip him a tip.
Oh, yeah.
Just your tail.
5 copper, I don't know, is that like
Yeah, it's pretty tight, yeah.
Alright, Graw's gonna walk over to Cat. Shall we retire?
Yes.
Okay.
And I pick him up by his scruff and I bring him up to our room.
And I'm oddly okay with it. As a grown-ass tabaxi, it's like... grown-ass
Kind of like when you
tabaxi,
pick
it
a
should
cat
be
up by like the scruff.
Yeah.
Molly, alright with it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm tired of shit. It feels
Alright.
great.
We
Yeah.
retire.
Thanks. Carry me.
Yeah.
Okay. Krennic and Oric, you guys passing out? Already passed out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oric falls asleep while he's whittling shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
You're whittling shit when you go to sleep.
You
Well,
all wake up the next morning to the sounds of hustle and bustle. Like, things are definitely moving and happening on this morning. You can kind of
Alright, I
hear
need a
outside your
big
rooms. You can hear
breakfast.
people downstairs, pots clanking, people chattering.
Alright, hey,
Orig looks over. Who's in the room with him?
I don't know who bunked up with who.
I'm in the room with you.
I'm with 9.
more Krennic. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Krennic, you're awake. Well, you want breakfast? I need some food inside my belly. Now let's see we go down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, ooh, it's loud outside. People.
Yeah,
Oh.
very different than night, where, like, you know, the sounds of people drinking and celebrating have now been replaced with, like, a very, very active city, especially considering all of the events of the day. Like, it's like a fucking yard sale, flea market, farmer's market on crack. Like, there's just people running around everywhere trying to set up and get a good spot in the center of town, trying to set up a booth, people cooking food already. There's awesome odors coming, you know, from all around. Livestock being carted around carrying all kinds of shit. Like, it's a completely different vibe than the night before.
Rod sticks his finger in his mouth and he puts it out to the wind and he looks up to the sun and learns what time it is.
It's probably only about 7 a.m.
Auric, didn't I hear something about we're gonna get guild credits?
Well, you're not part of our guild.
Oh, did everyone lose connections?
No, you're
I'm still here.
connections.
User in your channel timed
Oh
out.
no!
Oh, did we lose Fiddy?
Did you lose me?
No, no, you're still here. We lost Dead and Casey.
Oh no.
Ace, did we lose Ace too?
No, I'm here.
We lost Casey and Edwards.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, it's just us 3.
Oh yeah, we can't
Wait.
hear you in TeamSpeak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean they're not in the chat.
They look not happy about it.
Weird.
Fuck.
Yeah. Man, right before the feast is beat. God
Well,
damn it.
I know.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh,
Work,
lemon,
work,
lemon,
reconnected.
lemon.
User joined your channel.
Yeah,
Yes.
there they
It was weird, dude. I could hear you guys.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Really?
The internet
But it-
broke.
It was like failing to connect.
Oh.
Casey's
Casey's
video
not
is
back
still
yet.
active, but I think Casey, you disconnected from TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
Casey, you disconnected from TeamSpeak and Fantasy Grounds. But I can see your video in Hangouts. It happened to Dave and Kyle too, it was really weird.
It's weird that it happened to me. Like, everything was the same for me.
Yeah, that was fun. Dang.
Dang Nab
The internet's mad.
Dagnab.
doesn't want us to arm wrestle
Whoa.
and pie eat.
Did my server die?
What?
Yeah, maybe it is not our fault. Maybe.
It's so weird that some of you are still connected.
Oh.
We could just talk in Hangouts for now, I guess. Let's go to Hangouts.
Okay.
Oh wait, Casey just got back in.
Really?
I don't see him in.
Oh yeah, no, he's in the general chat.
Oh,
User
yeah.
was moved to your channel.
There we go.
Yo,
Okay.
Yes. We're back.
Yeah.
Dave's back too.
Yeah, I'm here.
Weird, man. Maybe like the roads that connect Canada and the U.S. just fucking took a shit down in California.
Somebody just cut the hard wire.
Oh,
That
no.
net neutrality's gone, right? You got to pay for that shit now.
Yeah. You want to
Casey.
play D&D? Get the super package.
Okay, you're here. Okay, cool.
All right. Morning
All
of hustle and bustle. What's
7
everyone
a.m.
doing? 7 a.m.
Who's expected to
Okay.
feast in speech?
Anthar and maybe Leos in supporting role, but Anthar definitely seemed like he was the guy.
Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, Oric.
Yeah.
Okay, Oric. Didn't I hear something about us getting a guild credit?
Ah,
Yeah, I believe you did, and not only that, but I belong to a guild, so that goes hand in hand. It's fantastic.
And you are not part of the same guilds.
Awesome. I think we should get the most expensive breakfast we can.
The
Alright.
continental breakfast.
Yeah, with lobster and the shrimp and gold leaf, and then
I don't
magic
know-
items.
I don't know a lot about birds, but I didn't know you like the lobster. That's fantastic, alright?
Oh yeah,
He just eats gold leaf by the pound.
I love gold leaf.
I don't know
they
what that is.
they are willing to give you an initial credit of 250 gold pieces each.
What?
Ooh.
That's a lot of gold. We could buy this town.
Pretty good amount.
Pity, should we add that as part of our?
Please do.
money?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wow.
add
Okay.
it. Rob reluctantly accepts it. Feels like he's earned it this time.
They don't count
160.
Grimla among.
No, that's
guild
fine.
members. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then, yeah, go to breakfast.
Okay.
Let's go. Out the
Excuse me.
door.
Yeah, barmaid, I'm eating a whole lot.
I all the bacon and eggs you have.
I'd like 12
Yeah.
pounds of lobster penis, please.
Okay. Yeah, you're just listening to some of the sounds of the city as you feast at this early hour. It doesn't take them too long to whip you up something pretty good, about 20 minutes or so.
Here we go.
Many
And
people are
then-
drinking ale with their breakfast, but you do you.
No. Hey guys, I know I kind of mentioned this earlier. Should we keep this armor, the Frulum, and whatever Lang de
Lang de
Drosa
Drosa.
had? Is that too much of a dead giveaway for us?
I mean,
It's worth a lot. We could get other magical items in replace of this. Is it
what are
worth
we talking
keeping?
about? And
I
like
mean-
Graf flexes is like perfectly formed to his body. He's happy with how it fits. It breathes well.
It looks like dragon cult armor.
Yeah, is
Oh.
it very? I mean, it's very obviously.
I
Dragon
look
Cult
like
armor,
a
right?
Nazi.
Yes.
It's very obvious that the styling of it is done in a dragon scale-esque way, but the most identifying elements on both of those characters wasn't necessarily the armor itself. It was the robes that you know from your time at camp, and Krennic, you definitely know, indicated rank and position within the cult. And you know that was what they wore around the armor. Now, it does have some accents of like the gold and purple coloring on some of like the scales near the shoulder area, things like that. But for the most part, it looks like extremely expensive
face.
scale mail armor.
Yeah. But it's in
obviously-
their colors, right?
Yeah, someone experienced with the cult and what some of their gear looks like would probably identify it, but most other people, maybe not. Probably unlikely.
Well, I'm not really worried about other people so much. It's just a matter of like, is it gonna do what it did before and give us away? Right.
If you were to like meet other cultists,
Well, we're on the road,
Yeah.
and it's pretty obvious who we are, not only because we're very identifiable, but also because we're wearing the gear of our enemies, which is their leaders. So I'm just trying to speculate if it's the best idea to just
it's a fair
sell it
speculation.
and get something else, or if it's advantageous to. I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe we can blend in with the cultists, and
I mean,
that's
Frulums
great.
is worth a shitload of money. It's worth like 400 gold pieces or something.
It's worth like 4,000 gold pieces.
Oh, well, let's sell that and buy every single town from here to Greenest.
Including greenest.
We own you now.
It's not that much money, especially for
4,000?
Especially
Yeah.
for magical items. Especially for magical items, man.
I mean, we could buy armor for everyone with 4,000 gold
Okay.
pieces.
Tell you what, we'll see what they have, and then
Make the decision off that.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
do that and not dally here.
Okay. So, you have your breakfast. It's
Yep.
just about
Yep.
feast and speech time.
Yep.
Tending.
So yeah.
Anthar has like a very small, like sort of stage built up in the middle of town square, and he gets up on this thing. His assistant's with him, along with like a lot of like key figures in both guilds. Leosin's standing by his side, and people gathered around. A lot. There's people watching, you know, a decent amount, but for the most part, more of the common folk are just running all over the place, trying to set up, trying to sell things. People trying to hawk all kinds of goods and snacks and drinks as you go by. But Anthar sort of takes the thing and just says, "People, today we celebrate the union of two very prominent factions. The Order of the Gauntlet," and he raises his gauntlet up, and lots of the soldiers and people who've been out on patrols with you cheer. And the very fair and mysterious but noble Harpers, in Leosin bows, and there's lots of nods in the crowd, but no real big cheer.
Ra
so to
raises
speak.
his fist up, and he looks down at Auric and he elbows him. Ah!
Yeah,
Says,
I cheer with my glass.
Alright. Anthar continues his, "You've heard of the attacks or know of them firsthand in some of the surrounding areas. Says we can confirm now that the Cult of the Dragon is responsible or affiliated with these attacks, as our friends in the Harpers have suspected for some time. You may have even heard of a dragon attack in Greenest, burning parts of the city, destroying parts of their city."
Yeah.
People are doing, yeah.
Boo.
Says it's our hope that this union will spread and people will take up arms and join forces both here and in some of the more major outposts along the coast. Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, as far north as Neverwinter even. And we will be a force to be reckoned with should they try to attack again. And people are just fucking cheering and chanting. Possibly ignorantly joining in as if they hope to somehow find a way to stand against any future dragon attacks. And he says, "Go now and enjoy the festivities, but look deep within yourselves and decide if you have what it takes to join among us, to join some of the heroes who have already formed." And he kind of points out, spotting all of you in the crowd, and points out at another small group of Harpers and Order members who kind of raise their weapons and cheer. Says, "Enjoy the festivities throughout the day, but know that our doors are always open for those who have what it takes." And he kind of salutes once more with his mailed gauntlet, which is kind of symbol of the Order in itself, and drops his arm and turns away and walks down the podium, disappearing into the crowd, heading back towards the inn.
Hey, Graw.
Ah.
Do you know if there's a reward for any of the events today? Is there like monetary value in
I'm
winning?
sure there is, but I'm not interested in that. I only care about being the best at what I do. If someone looks stronger than me, I want to beat them.
So there's arm wrestling.
Look, I'm
And-
not interested in that. I know I'm gonna win that. I'm more interested in things like the dance contest and
I was
pie.
about to say there's a dance contest.
Ah, what do you think
Alright.
the odds of me winning that are?
Probably 7.
Well, out of 10.
No, just 7.
Alright. Well, I accept.
Alright.
All right.
At this point, there's postings all throughout town of the different festival schedules and events. You've probably heard or seen at this point that the reward for each event is some sort of targeted magical trinket.
God damn it.
One that would enhance the thing that you are best at, so to speak.
Guys, I've got this feeling. I'm gonna have to do that archery contest.
Well, I
Yeah.
might be good at it.
I'm gonna try it. I've got to. I've got to try it. Anybody else gonna jump in on any of these
So,
competitions?
Do we get to? How does
I
it work?
mean-
Out of character,
Yeah.
you all have enough time to do a few things before the day's over, basically. It's a large town. Trying to find all the different things would definitely take a little bit of time, even with like word of mouth. So you could basically all, depending on the length of the thing, probably do about 3 things. And shopping would be one of those things if you are planning on doing any
Well,
kind of
I
shopping.
definitely want to do that. Shopping is top priority for me, but also archery and drinking maybe.
Okay.
What about you guys? Everybody weigh in here.
Yeah, definitely that. I'm gonna do the archery contest and go shopping. I'm gonna be hip to hip with you today.
Okay.
And
Rod's gonna dance contest. Gonna lunch festival,
Okay, all that's kind of, yeah, midday and beyond so far.
and he's gonna miscellaneous / socializing.
Okay.
Can I do the foot race and then get into the second half of the archery contest? Or do I have to choose between the two?
You would have to choose.
Oh, no.
Does the play take for 3 hours, or is that 3 separate playings?
I'll do
You're
the
not sure.
archery contest.
Hey,
You could
well,
certainly go find out. Yeah.
Okay. I want to find out.
Okay.
I want to go to the Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as you know, they've blocked out 3 hours for the play. The bard is supposed to do 2 enactments with a break in between.
Yeah.
Okay. So 9.
So I ask him, so in order for me to see the entire show, I need to be there for 3 hours? Is that what you were saying?
Oh no! Just 1 hour. Yeah, they've basically secured a performance area for that block of time. The first showing is at 1. There's a break at 2, and then the second and final showing, which is an encore presentation, most likely with 3 p.m.
The 9, they have a talent exhibition. I bet you can fucking win that.
The Ticketmaster fellow kind of chimes. Yes. Once they clear the play off from the stage, there will be a talent exhibition on that same very location.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should totally enter that. Yeah. So when are we doing shopping, and when are you guys doing all your shit? Because I have access to the guild.
Yeah.
So if do we all need to converge at some point?
Let's do archery, and then at lunch, we'll just like skip lunch and go shopping.
All right. And 9, if we go a little bit over, you can catch the second act of Tales of whatever the fuck it is.
It's the second showing. Tales of Sass.
Tales of the Who Gives a Shit? I've got metal things to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pie eating arm wrestling play.
So 9's gonna do some pie eating while you guys are doing archery.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I want to
there's-
do all of them.
Okay, Fiddy, do we know? excuse me.
You can only pick 3, man.
Okay.
Game Master.
Oh wait, I take that back.
Are the rewards different for the difficulty of the event? Like, do you-
Yes. Naturally they are. Some of the ones that do have multiple rounds, like the riding, the archery, the dancing, drinking, the wrestling, all of those multi-staged things have slightly more powerful magical trinkets. And he goes on to describe it a little bit for you. Basically what they're saying is if you did something that was more on the physical side, they have something that would basically give you the equivalent of like a dice that you could add on to any damage roll for a weapon attack. So like something that is a 3-tiered thing would be a D8, something that's a 2-tier thing would be a D6, and like a single-tier event would just be a D4. But that's something that like you could use this trinket at any point to add to like one of your attack rolls. So like
Does it
like
recharge?
an instant enhancement. No, it's like a one-time use kind of thing.
God damn it.
Oh, just one time.
Well, whatever. I'm gonna roleplay the shit out of this.
Yeah, I mean it's still an interesting. Like it's like a carnival award, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like a little bit of
It's
a
okay.
bauble.
Only it helps you murder people.
Yeah. All right. I go do the archery. Who's with me?
He's just drooling at it. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's go.
All right.
Let's do this.
Okay, go use my old crossbow here. Hey, Game Master, where is it?
All right, well let's say between 8 and 11 a.m. who's doing what in that time block? Archery.
Archery.
Verbally tell me, please. If you can. Okay, we got
was-
2 going to archery.
From 8 to 11,
Yeah, in that time block, what thing are you targeting?
I am not eating breakfast because he's gonna do the pie eating contest.
Okay, saving some room. Good call. All right, and then Gra.
Russ is walking around. He's
Are you walking with
gonna-
anyone, or are you breaking off on your own?
I'm gonna watch the archery contest.
Okay.
Bro, are you good at riding horses? I bet. Well, no, you're kind of big.
I knocked a horse out once.
Are you and 9? What are you doing until the pie eating contest?
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to eat as many pies.
So
as
you're
I can
going
eat.
over to that area.
A cat eating pies.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be
So
awesome.
9's breaking away. The other 3 of you are heading towards the archery contest.
After each bite, you have to like lick and clean your face.
Actually, you know what? I want to go watch the pie eating contest. I'm gonna support 9.
The pie eating contest isn't until 11 a.m. So you'd only have to miss the finals of the
Oh,
archery contest.
I'll do the same. I actually didn't scroll up high enough.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry about
I'll
that.
go watch archery and then support pie.
Okay. All right. So the 2 of you are watching archery until close to the end of the second round, and then moving over to the pie eating. Okay.
I'm more there, but I am still focused. I'm almost not focused on the archery at all.
Okay. So there is a 5 gold piece entry.
Oh yeah, then not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and deduct that, please, if you will.
Was that 2.5% of your money?
I'm taking that out of the guild credit.
There you go. And then you see sort of lining up. This first one is only about 50 units away, 50 feet away. The first target for round 1. There's a couple different groups that are coming in. Basically, the best 2 people, the 2 most accurate people, at the end of this tournament, or this first round, move on to the next round within each division, each bracket. So, if you guys want, go ahead and roll a d4. Both 9 and Krennic and Orc. Okay, you are both in different groups on this initial phase.
Yeah. Nice.
Group 1 goes, 2 guys win. Oric, your group's up next. You get 3 arrow shots.
Alright.
Basically, the highest number is the most accurate out of all of the people. So there are 4 people per group. And then, let's see. I'm going to roll 3 shots right now for the first contestant. So
Hey,
you got a 6,
you
a 1, and
sucked.
an 8.
Is this just
the
a
next contestant in your
Did
group?
terrible as well.
Yeah. And then the next contestant.
Oh.
Whoa, this guy is good. All right, Oric, you are up. You've got 3 shots. You can use your modifier from like your weapon sheet.
Alright.
So you can just roll like your crossbow +4 thing. Yeah, so that's
Fuck.
1.
Oh, okay.
23. Uh-huh.
One more 19.
One more.
Oh.
Ah!
So you've got 1. Okay, but you are still second best by far with your 1 very accurate arrow. So you and the guy right before you are moving on. Krennic?
Yeah.
Your group is up. Do you want to go first or last?
First.
Alright.
Oh shit!
Shit. Okay, and we can just add your whatever your ranged attack bonus is to those
Just
3.
win.
That's fine.
You just won.
Well, it's +7 each. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yep.
Oh, are you doing totals?
No.
It's just
Basically,
added 7 to the
yeah, whatever you
last
got
one.
the closest arrows.
One
I guess
card.
it is technically totals. But
So 19,
You're
24.
Ross
Yeah.
cheering at that.
13.
you definitely win your group altogether. Both of you are moving on. So we
I
come
know that
upon
owl.
round 2,
mean-
which is now 100 feet away.
Ooh.
Let me see.
I have several questions.
I might win.
Are there any rules about maybe the enhancement of abilities in any form or fashion?
None that you heard about.
Okay. And
So,
okay.
Okay. Round 2. There are only
Cheat.
2 groups. Roll a d6.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you are both in different groups yet again. Krennic, your group is up first. So
Okay.
there are now 4 people in 2 groups. You want to go first or last?
go last.
Okay. This time, this would be the last time that you all will get your ranged bonus from your normal thing. That you know that the next and final test is going to be a long enough distance that you'd be slightly disadvantaged. But to keep it simple, I'll just have you roll naked d20s as well on that round. This round is the last round you get to add your bonus. So the first guy goes.
Holy shit.
There's pretty fucking good shots in there, at least a couple of them. That guy, not so much. And that guy's pretty fucking good too. Krennic, you're up.
Damn.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh.
Hey.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
That was a big
Okay.
one.
You and one guy are moving on to the final round. Ordic, first or last?
Oh, I'm going last.
Alright.
Gotta Robin Hood this shit.
Good luck, Ulrich.
I also know that
God.
guy. Oh
Holy
my
Oh,
god.
the
mother,
20.
natural 20. This guy
Bullseye.
split an arrow of
Boy.
the other guy.
Well, you're going into the finals, maybe.
Ordic, it's not. You've got some stiff competition in this group.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
a
wait.
6.
Oh,
Wait,
that was
what?
16 on my screen. Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Another
That's
16. That's
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one was
weird.
16 on my
What?
screen,
It
too.
showed 16 on mine.
Yeah.
Sucks.
What's going on
You
here?
gotta get a new account.
Can I use
Get the
a
true dice.
can I use a lucky dice?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can.
You've got
Alright.
what? 3 of them?
I've got
Yeah.
3 of them. I don't know where to count those though. Fitty.
Oh, I should have added them to your sheet, but I didn't yet. I'll do it. So just go ahead. You're using just one?
Well, for right now, until I need it in the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make it to the next round? I don't even think you can at this point.
Okay, fuck it. There's no way I'm gonna
What
win. So
the hell?
I've rolled 3 6s in a row.
Well, you could possibly,
That-
if you roll absurdly high, you could
Nah,
beat a 37.
nah, bro.
What's a 9?
The hell?
Nah. Good games.
How many luckies did you burn there?
I've burned 1. Just 1.
One. Okay, so
I'm saving it for
13,
negotiating
20,
important things.
33. Yeah,
Oh, you're so close.
unless you're burning another lucky,
You're so close.
there's not. You don't have it.
You need a 17 to beat him, though.
No, it's not worth it.
Okay, 1 lucky point down. It should be on your sheet now.
Critic's still in it, dude.
Okay, Oric, you are knocked out. They've now moved the targets back to 100 and actually 200 feet. Fuck it.
Wait, because anything past 80 is
Yeah,
disadvantage
disadvantage.
territory.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it simple, and just say everyone's on a very even playing field here. These guys are all pretty excellent shots, just with you. Everyone's just rolling naked 20s at this point.
Oh.
First or last?
Alright. Let's do it. Okay, hang on, sorry. Oh, there's a 20 in there!
Oh my god, you win. You win.
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
I mean, look at that.
Who
That's a roll.
Perfect
pretty
rolls
damn
on
good.
2 of them.
That's pretty damn good.
Fucking good.
That's perfect rolls on 2. Alright, this other guy, he's gotta get Gra screams out right at the last moment. He's like, "Rah!"
Alright, the next guy
Hazing
steps up.
Fucking up the golf swing. Yeah, he loses.
Natural 1. Completely loses an arrow.
Goes
Has a
flying
19.
off
You hear a
the
merchant
distance.
cry out as it thunks into his cart.
Oh,
Wilhelm scream.
Another one. Man, the shots
shit.
are getting a little wild out here. The last guy steps up and kind of licks his lip and sort of takes a few practice tugs on his bowstring.
Oric observes him very closely.
Okay. You see him firing 1, 2, 3 shots. And as the arrows fly, you can tell that they don't look very good. Perfect.
He's
And-
cheating.
Your perfect shot right through the heart of the bullseye, Krennic, is still sort of like slightly twanging as everyone sort of steps aside and you lift your owl arm wings up in the air and everyone's kind of like clapping.
Great job.
They hand you this like small, you can feel like the magic in it, but this like small trinket, and it's the symbol of the Harpers. Clearly the Harpers supplied these little trinkets.
Oh.
And basically you can use this at any point on an attack action and roll a bonus d8 to any applied damage you would do. It's got a one-time use though.
Damn.
Oh, one-time use. Okay.
Krennic. Hey,
Per
Krennic.
day?
No, it's like a
Hey.
consumable.
Krennic.
Yeah. I won. Oric, you did so great.
No, you did great. Hey,
Meanwhile, I'm assuming that
let me look at
9 and Gra have already headed over to the pie
yeah.
eating contest before
Oh,
this
yeah.
round started.
Pat, you got this, buddy.
Yes.
I hand it to Oric.
Hey, Krennic, if I can...
Yeah, hand it to you.
I need...
To fucking take it.
It's in
Yeah.
your hands now. There
I'm
it
taking
is.
it. So here's the thing. If you let me look at it, like really look at it,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to make this again. I'm curious if I would be able to, and it may sacrifice this current one, but maybe like once a fortnight or something I'd be able to create something
You
if
can
I had
see
the...
a look of wild curiosity on the dwarf's bulging
Yeah.
eyes.
Is
If I had
Oric,
the-
Oric, if I give this to you, we both win today.
Okay,
Oh.
alright.
He
Alright,
drops it, the small trinket in your hand.
let me
as
see
you-
what I can do, alright?
Yeah, do it.
And Oric is immediately infatuated with the thing.
But wait. Let's do that tonight. We gotta go shopping.
Yeah,
Alright.
wait, okay.
You
yeah,
guys break
boy.
away and don't even notice that 9 and Gra have already been missing, who are now smelling just the delicious wafting of these berry-baked pies that they're just lining up on the table. Gra, your stomach almost grumbles as you think like, man, I wish I had joined this thing.
No way, Gra looks down at 9 and he's like, look, I'm gonna tell you the secret to eating pies. You just
What are the
gotta
rules?
You just gotta flex your guts the whole time. Crush them into diamonds.
The cat just shows you flexes his guts.
Gra, roll a strength check
Am I
as
intimidating?
you demonstrate the flexing of guts and the muscles required to contract and expand in such a beautiful abdominal dance.
Inspiring human
And
muscles.
9, you can only bear to look at the rolling abdomen of Gra for so long before you turn away and focus on the pies and really try to get a good look at these things.
Yes, and now if you'll excuse me, and
Yeah,
I start to unbutton
yeah.
my
I
shirt a
will.
little bit.
Good luck, cat.
Gra's
I
advice appears to have no immediate benefit
I
to
give him
you.
the good game.
Yeah.
Alright, you go and find your place up there. They're looking to collect 1 gold piece for your entry fee for this.
I give it to him.
Okay. Go ahead and take that out of your inventory, please. And then you find your seat at the table. And, you know, being a much cheaper contest and obviously one with a more immediate reward for anyone, given that they get to eat these delicious pies, you find a dozen people lined up on this very continuous set of long tables, your fellow competitors.
Is there anyone of note? Does Gras see anyone that he recognizes?
You do see at least 2 very large figures who look like they could put down some pies. Both of them, well, one guy human, the other guy probably half-orc.
Oh, is that old Tony Two Sucker up there? It's trying to slip down some pies.
Old Tony Two Tusk, the half-orc says.
Oh, Tony Two Sucker, you son of a bitch.
Didn't know you were back in town, Gra.
Oh, I'd be up there if I knew I wouldn't kick your ass at eating
Big
pies.
muscles, tiny stomach, just like your brains, yeah?
I don't need a big stomach to eat that many pies. I know
He kind
the
of
secret.
slams his fist down on the table and swipes the fork and knife away and just kind of gives it a bring it on gesture.
I bet this cat up here could kick your ass at eating pies.
A few people in aprons of various colors start bringing and stacking up the pies in front of you. Classic rules. Whoever can eat the most pies within the next minute will be declared winner. Ties will go into a tiebreaker round.
Look, cat, you got
And
this.
for each contestant, they've got a person standing at the bottom, probably ill-placed, but underneath, like below the stage and the table, ready to keep feeding pies up to the person in front of them. So, if everyone's ready, they're kind of like making the already symbol. The way this goes is it's going to be both mechanical dexterity on your dice rolling part and a timed event. I'm going to start counting. You're going to start rolling d20s. I will randomly back roll to see how many dice people were able to roll, and the value of the d20 indicates how well you ate the fuck out of that pie. You basically need to roll a 10 or higher to properly consume the pie, or it's disqualified and you just have to get another one.
Okay.
So basically, the way it will work in terms of simplicity is you can roll however you want to play, whatever angle you want to play here. You can roll some sort of skill check to see how many d20 pies you're going to get to try to eat.
Okay. At the end, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to make it look like I ate way more tins.
Oh shit,
Okay.
cat.
And then for the actual, since you're going to do that, I'm going to fold all of your shit under sleight of hand.
Okay.
So, you get to make one sleight of hand check right now, and that's going to determine how many pies you get to roll through.
Casey, do it.
Trying. I don't have anything on my hotbar anymore. Fuck.
You got this. You got this. I believe. I just talked so much shit for you.
Here it comes.
Yes!
Wow.
21 pies!
I wish that's what it was.
Roll 10d20.
Oh, come on, you gotta eat so many pies.
Oh,
Eat
shit.
so many pies.
I accidentally dropped him. I want to do the whole, like, so 10d20s. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's so
Holy
many
shit.
big numbers.
Okay. So
Oh
that
my God.
that incorporates your illusion. Everyone else is just rolling a d10. So, 11 other people. I'm going to roll 11 d20 right now just to see what each contestant gets for pies. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First guy only gets 4 d10. Next guy gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Next guy
Holy
gets
shit,
1,
how
2,
are you
3,
rolling
4, 5,
this?
6,
Oh,
7,
that guy
8,
sucked
9,
it.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Oh, they're getting bigger.
Next guy gets 13, 14, 6,
Fucked
7,
up bad.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Next guy gets 15, 1, 2, 3,
You also did bad.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Next guy gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then who gives a fuck about the rest? Alright, did anybody beat 9?
No.
Oh, one guy came so fucking... Oh no, that was all the d20s.
He did. He got a 122.
That was the D20s. That didn't count. So the closest guy was 99. Using
Ah.
your
Kick the
sleight of
shit out of
hand,
him.
9, you managed to almost daintily seem to like
Yeah, he's wiping
whir
his face very,
through
very mildly.
pies. Everyone else seems like they're about to barf. You somehow managed to put down that many pies and
Hey,
don't
when'd you
even
finish
look like
that
you're
one?
gonna be sick.
Oh, Tony Tutas, how about you give the rest of that cat? He looks
Tony
like
starts barfing down on his server
he's still hungry.
and some of the uneaten pies that lay below on the table. 9, you're presented with a much smaller but similar magical trinket. This one's just like a magical glowing bead, the equivalent of a D4 that would allow you to apply to any spell or attack, in your case, for anything that would do damage. You guys will have to keep track of these little trinkets.
I put
So
it in my
make
inventory.
note.
Is that like another one-time use kind of thing?
Yes, it is.
And Krennic, if I can't do anything with it, I'll give it back.
Oh, cool.
People around town are beginning to gather for lunch. Is anyone doing something else? Are you guys shopping now and then going to
Shopping.
the second play?
Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
shopping.
Shopping. Being a large city, it would depend on the rarity of thing you're looking for.
I'd go
but you
straight
could
to the guild
potentially find something all the way into the very rare category, although very expensive category. But anything below that as well is very possible, including both rare and uncommon things, and some of the more unique or strange things like those out of Xanathar's books.
I want to go straight to where. So I start asking around. Excuse me. Listen, I'm looking for the Artisans Guild here. Can you point me in the right direction, guard? You, hey.
So just so you guys are aware, there is like the items button on that sidebar. You can, if you scroll down, you can filter by rarity in other categories, or you can just type things if you're looking for something. But yeah, I mean, you can basically ask around and feel your way around town. It will take some time, and depending on who you talk to and how good the information is, it might take more time than you expect or much less. Auric, find someone who looks like they know their way around town. You can see him talking to some of the merchants. You approach him first. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Oh, perfect. I'm so great at these. Persuasion. Oh, yeah, that's charisma. I've got so much of that. I've got, like, a whole lot.
Yes, you do.
Which Artisans Guild are you looking for? Altor's got quite a few. Some specialize in more types of wares than others. I might know a place or two that has good stuff that falls off the back of a wagon, you know, and maybe a little more ill-reputable, but they get what you need, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, sounds good.
He's
Let's
kind
do
of
this.
like moving his fingers together a little bit. You know, I would love to point you in the right direction, friend. And you know, it puts a hand out, so it's like you can't tell if it's a handshake or a pay me now kind of gesture.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm reading about the guild artisan background.
Oh, please do and share.
Oh. Ooh.
You
You get advantage for things like these?
Guild membership.
Yeah, I'm looking at OneNote. I don't know how to pull it up in Fantasy Grounds.
There you go.
There's Fantasy Grounds.
You can rely on benefits membership provides. Your fellow guild members will provide you with lodging and food if necessary, and pay for your funeral, guys. I can have my
Whoa.
funeral paid for.
There you go. That sounds perfect.
In some cities and towns, the guild will offer.
Well, you, having been here, would certainly know where your guild hall was. I imagine you hooked up with somebody in your previous month here.
That's what I'm
you
thinking. I wanna
definitely
go to
haven't
my
paid
guild
your
hall.
guild monthly fees in a little while.
That's fine.
month.
I'll pay.
You have
But
250 gold.
now would be a great time to pop in, pay your dues, and maybe reconnect.
Yep.
Alright, I'm
doing
paying
that.
my dues.
All right, so
I'm
this
bringing-
guy sees
You don't have to pay it. I have to pay it.
This guy sees you
Oh,
look
gotcha.
towards the guild hall. He says, "Yeah, you can go to that one if you want, but if you want the inside scoop, you know who to talk to." And he kind of
Well-
turns back towards the merchant he was talking up.
No, I like inside scoops. I toss him a gold.
What's your name?
Oh.
What's your name?
Well, hello, friend. They call me Bryce around here. He's a middle-aged, male human. Kind of has long, curly black hair, but strikingly golden eyes. Smooth chocolate
So,
skin.
Bryce, tell me, what kind of fantastical items do you have? We're looking to get fully equipped, if you know what I mean.
Not my items, friend, as he takes the gold coin and palms it very expertly, you notice, Nine, with his handwork. Says, but some of the more rare and intriguing things, places that may only be interested in fun trades, I could point you at them. Definitely not something you'll find on the beaten path, though. Bryce knows. Bryce knows where you can find these things.
We're willing to explore any and every avenue to become fully equipped.
Well,
Ew.
let me be your guide. Your down payment was beautiful. He looks at the owl and then looks back at you all. But, depending on how much of Bryce's time you plan on taking up on this very marketable day, you would consider pay per stop, like a wagon driver, if you will. And he says, first one's on me, we'll call it part of the down payment. What are you looking for?
Magical items.
Oh, straight to the good shit, huh?
Yeah. No use playing around, I can make all the other things.
How much money are you looking to spend or trade with him?
Enough.
Alright. Follow
You know.
me. And he takes you through the bustle of the city into a quieter part of town. And there is a set of stone stairs that kind of go down, down, down. And if you can imagine this being a city on a very large waterway, parts of the city are built up with like stone and brickwork, clearly human, but well enough. And this guy's shop sits overlooking the water, and there are these back stone steps that kind of go down, take a 90-degree turn, go down deeper, and he takes you down into this sort of basement-like dwelling. He says, "Don't mind the shopkeeper, but Bryce will be waiting outside where the fresh air is." And he walks back up the stairs after knocking on the door in a specific order, kind of like a knock, 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 knock. The last one being very forceful and more of like a fist than an actual knocking sound. And the I just saw how stuffed some of the competitors from the Pioneer Contest were. You can hear like the squeak of wood on stone as a chair is clearly moving in the back and someone's walking towards the freshly knocked upon door.
Perfect.
Hello? The door kind of creaks open and this old bearded looking fella kind of pokes his head out.
Hi.
You've come a call. What can I do for you? He's looking at your very strange group.
We're looking for some particular items. Perhaps you know our good friend Bryce, who brought us down here.
Oh, that street rat. Aye, he brings me occasional customers who actually buy things. His voice notably changes as he talks about Bryce. Are you just window shopping, or do you mean to
Listen,
make my day interesting?
we're here to become. We have some rather interesting adventures, and
Oric looks down at his like full chainmail, amazing armor, and then looks over at Graw.
and we
There's
come across-
immediately a cane that just produces from you don't know where. There's like pokes you right in the chest. There's like a little clinking sound as he's sort of like examining the scale work a little bit.
Yeah, it's pristine. I would know.
Also, Gra's not there.
Yeah, it's just us. You
Oh,
and
it's
me.
just me and you?
Yep.
I thought. Oh, we didn't.
Gra
go
was
and get
watching
them.
the pie eating
They're doing
contest.
pie eating. Yeah, we're.
No,
we're
this was.
shopping.
I thought this was after the pie eating.
Yeah, I
contest.
thought we were.
The
we
pie
said
eating
it at
contest and the
lunch.
archery
We were
ended
all-
the same
we were
time.
all coming.
Is lunch festival
I was
started?
under the impression that yes, this was the midday hour, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
all
sorry,
had
we-
grouped up and were heading.
Yeah,
to
I
We
did
did
shop
say we were
together.
gonna skip lunch and go shopping.
Because I'm all about that lunch festival. I'm going there.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
You don't have to come with us.
Uh,
Grog
Nine-
breaks
then-
off to the
maybe?
beautiful, wafting odors coming from the center of town.
Casey, you with us or where you at?
You guys went down to the
We're getting items.
Shopping.
Do you
the
want
shopping.
shit?
You went down to like the magic item area, right?
Yeah, this this
I'm
street
with you guys.
Gra's at lunch
trinket
festival.
vendor. Okay. The three of you are
Shopping.
down there. He's definitely eyeing your peculiar group: a dwarf, a cat, and an owl in very interesting armor that he is examining. Very interesting.
Right.
Well, you've certainly got my attention. And in his shop, you see an interesting array of items. You can also tell that where his like little table desk sort of area is, the chair that he obviously squeaked and moved, which is displaced. He goes and sits back down and says, "Have a look around, and if you don't see something you like, there might be a back room we could take a tour of."
Just to clarify, do you do enchantments on existing items?
No.
No, you don't. You just are a purveyor of some items. Yes?
Now you've got it.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. And
So, you basically, I'm kind of going to put this on you.
Shit.
Maybe considering the potential scale and size of the city, we pause here. You have a think on what you'll be looking for between now and next time.
I mean,
And we go from
maybe help guide a little bit because there's a
there. Uh-huh.
incredible spectrum of possibilities here that we're talking about. And so whether that means, does this mean fucking rings and helmets and magical enchanted whatever the fuck?
Bryce, the guy that Bryce has brought you to here, the size of the city means that there is a good chance what you're after is here. Almost no matter what it is. Now, the percentage, there's basically a percentage chance that this shop has that thing. Like I was saying earlier, it could turn into a little bit of an extended event trying to run around and find the shop that has exactly what you're after.
That's fine.
Yeah, so
I don't
that,
care about that.
there's a little bit of chance to that considering the length of day and how long you want to keep trying and how much you're willing to keep paying Bryce to take you to new and other vendors who might have such rare things. They're definitely around, but it's like, trying to track down a specific thing is possible, but it might take time, long story short. So,
Okay.
you can basically name a thing, and then I'll tell you if Bryce has it.
I know some things I'm interested in, but I'll shoot you a message.
So,
mean-
I think it's fair to say maybe we take some time, you look at shit,
Yep.
and you have your wish list next week, so to speak.
Oh, okay, you're saying next week. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
for me,
like-
I think that's a fair transition.
Yeah.
Gra's at lunch festival.
Gra's at
Yeah.
Lunch Festival.
That
I'm looking at like all the equipment, magic
Yeah.
items and shit. Is
Yeah,
that
and
where we should
you
be
would
looking?
know considering anything, almost anything goes. There is a chance they might not. No one will have it, but it's more likely you would find someone if you're willing to spend the time throughout the day looking. Now, you also should bear in mind that if you're trading or selling things, you would know more than anyone, Oric, and probably Nine, that bartering and selling things back is generally you generally get a little bit devalued than what you would put like the face value at. Yeah.
Percentage me.
Yeah. It depends on your bartering skills.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
There's a small chance you could get almost full retail value of what a merchant would sell that thing for. But it's more likely that you would end up in like the 50 to 75% face value category. All depends on your bartering.
I'm sure my bartering is gonna be fine.
It's probably pretty good. Probably similar to your bartering.
Yeah, my barbering.
Yeah.
Barber, I can barter. You know, doesn't even matter.
Hey, 9, I can help you with that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Funny story. I'm out of town next weekend for a wedding.
Oh no.
What? That's not funny.
Yeah, I just.
It's not even ironic funny.
I know.
To 2 weeks.
Yep. 2 weeks to make your plans for the downriver escapade and to enjoy the rest of the festival and do any and all shopping you want before you head far away.
Ross only interested in winning. He doesn't care about shopping, and he has a plan to win.
I hope you
All
do the
three
arm wrestling
things.
contest. Oh, or dancing,
Nope.
either one.
I'm not gonna do arm
Hey,
wrestling.
Fitty.
Yeah.
Just so when I'm looking through all these insane items, what can you give me like? Is there a general price range of, like, if it based on the rarity?
Based on rarity, yeah. Absolutely. And even in Fantasy Grounds right now, like if you sort by rarity, if you scroll a little bit on that little filter thing at the bottom on the item window, uncommon stuff generally is in like the 100 to 500 gold price range.
I don't see that. I'm in items and I don't have a rarity thing.
Scroll, see,
scroll
there's like a little
down.
scroll bar, like a gold scroll bar on the right there.
Oh,
In
that
the
is
bottom
so
section.
Yeah.
poorly designed.
Yeah, you know.
What?
Rare stuff.
I only see the
Oh,
dragon chain
all
armor.
that stuff's not shared with you. Okay, that's fair.
How much? Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So let me tell you then. Sorry. So uncommons like 100 to 500 gold piece range. Rare is in the 500 to 5,000 gold piece range, and I doubt you can afford very rare. But let's just say you find an interesting trade. That's more of the 5 to 50,000 gold piece range. And in the OneNote we have shared with the equipment.
So
I never added the filters for rarity, but if you look at the magic items A to Z, the very first line states like armor shield very rare, armor plate rare, stuff like that. Quentin 9, you had a question?
no, I can't remember now. Dude, I'm so tired.
It's alright. Alright.
So rare is 500 to 5,000, and uncommon is
Oh,
to
Yes.
500. Okay.
did
What is? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
did we not pick up any money along the way? So, because I only have 30 gold, and I don't remember.
You got 250 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. You all got 250 tonight.
Yeah, put
Didn't
that
some
in,
of you
okay.
get paid like back in Greenest originally? Like when they had you go off to the caves the very first time?
Yeah. It was like 100 or something, but I
But I
declined
thought
it.
some of you declined. I don't know.
I did not decline it. I remember that. Because,
You at least get 100.
How do
for
you
sure.
only have 30 gold?
I don't know, how do you have more?
I have like 505.
I
Yeah. mean,
I had 30 gold tonight, but that's because I declined everything on purpose.
Yeah, I haven't really been digging through people's pockets too much.
Wait, does the 250 include the guild credit?
That was
That-
the
that is
guild
the-
credit when you got
Okay,
here. Yeah.
So because I started with 250 tonight. Now I have 500. I guess.
Yeah, that I started at about the same. Yeah.
Okay. I think that was what you were paid initially for your work between Greenest and the camp.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I don't remember at this point.
So our
Most of-
buying power is not very high.
No.
No, we're looking at rare items or uncommon items.
Unless
Yeah.
you win the lottery.
I mean, some of you do have fairly valuable gear as well, but up to you.
Yeah, whoever's
You
wearing
have a week-
Frulum shit
2 weeks.
has 5,000 gold on them. So
That's you.
no, it's not me.
As far as the guild's plan for you, the only extra details you got were basically the idea of trying to send you on a boat downriver, which by the time you've gotten here, had a couple days to do what you're doing now and prepare. You can assume that when they left camp, you'd probably be. Anthar thinks you'd probably be appropriately timed if they were traveling pretty hard to arrive at Baldur's Gate before them, or at least around the same time as them. And that whole process they described of having to completely unload, and like no wagons are allowed to travel through Baldur's Gate. Like there were one too many accidents in there many years ago. No wagon traffic goes through Baldur's Gate. So basically huge caravans have to be completely unloaded at the southern gates of the city, and then fucking hauled by day laborers to the other end if most shipments are going to continue on to the north, and basically reloaded onto new caravans and new groups willing to escort said caravans. And it's not uncommon for there to be lots of work based around just that. Like they've got a whole fucking industry gilded up and based around it, unions galore. Which is why earlier, it's pretty common knowledge for probably most of you guys, maybe not Gra, that anyone dealing in that kind of trade typically just completely sells their haul, kind of like the merchants you met, and then turns the fuck back around. They don't even deal with the politics or the costs of trying to travel through Baldur's Gate. So you're not sure if the cultists mean to do one or the other at this point, but you do believe if they were traveling on the coastway by way of Baragos, that they were probably heading in that direction. At least that's what Anthar and Leosin believe. Cool. So food for thought.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the festival, which will continue next time, along with any shopping or additional storytelling or competitions.
Yep. Gonna be a dance off.
GG.
GG's.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
GG, man.
It's fun.
It
A
is.
little different.
Fantastic.
We didn't fight, but we won.
Yeah, there was no Fight Club music.
Yeah.
That was
Cool.
good. It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Tense camping. Is what we did.
Yeah.
We did really intense camping.
It's like
Yeah.
a Tarantino movie.
Go,
Yeah.
go back and listen to all the shit that we were talking about when you got up and got stuff. We were like, this is gonna totally bite us in the ass. We should just murder everybody. No. We can't murder everybody. No. We should. No. Don't do it. Okay, fine. We won't.
But it was funny because nobody said we shouldn't do it. We just kinda...
I did.
Oh,
I
okay,
did too.
okay.
I
I was like, I was indifferent. It's like, I'll murder them if you want to. I don't care.
I said
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. That's why I was spending so much time trying to like dig into what they had to see if they were.
They were so
telling the
nice,
truth.
though.
I
And
wonder
then
what
we
they.
agreed.
I wonder what they had in their pockets. Is
I know. Then we
We were
agreed
so
that
close.
you were gonna have it bite us in the ass at some point.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but I just shot finger guns at you.
God damn it.
Alright, I'm out of here.
All
Later,
right.
dudes.
Yeah, good night,
Bye.
man.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
User disconnected from your